Smartfully or whatever, they got out in the room that you're in currently. They didn't. They
Yeah,
had
yeah,
already
they
done
probably.
something that was world changing, and they didn't want to risk their characters dying permanently, which is likely in their scenario. So, um, uh, now what's going to end up happening is that if you go through and read that note, once you leave the tomb, you guys are on normal D&D rules. There's no more coming back to life anymore. So just keep that in mind. And then until you get back in. So you'll have to it'll be a tough decision, but
So are you saying we might accidentally find an option to skedaddle?
well,
Never.
you actually do have you'll see. You actually have several options to leave. Not only that though, you have an option to put yourself in more immediate danger once you read the note that the character left behind for you. If you actually want to go through, if you're crazy enough to try to go through and take out Serac. That's the only way forward if you want to actually kill him for good. You could, of course, try to defeat him and not kill him for good, but
All right, we know how to.
all right. All right. So I'm gonna get the stream ready. Who wants to do the recap?
Max said he'd be in here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We can wait for him. Yep, that makes sense.
You haven't put the stream on yet, have you? It's
no,
gonna be on Twitch,
no,
or
and
is it gonna be?
it's gonna be both. It's better to look at it in Discord though.
Mhm.
It's definitely better to do on Discord because it'll be. But I'm gonna put it on both because I might need to show pictures. Actually, I will have to, depending on what you guys do. So,
John, you want to leave the tomb and find ourselves in the outside world, in the past?
It'd be definitely funny.
Also, Chris, now that I'm back, quote unquote, in the other campaign,
yes.
does any of the information that I got transfer back once I woke up with Abel? Do I get any?
No, so sorry. I take that back. All the stuff that's happening currently. Nope. No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm totally wrong. No, you're stuck in time at that moment. You can catch. There is actually a way to catch up. If we leave the Tomb of Horrors, you're going to catch up all at once, on both sides. But if that happens, there are other things that happen too. So if you do end up leaving the Tomb of Horrors, and let's say someone uses the Wishstone tonight or something, you'll definitely catch up. You'll see how that works out. But for now, no. And you'll see why. It'll all make sense later. But for now, yeah, the time thing gets super complicated.
So I'm gonna go start the cutover. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
I-
we're just waiting on Mac. Tailspire's coming up now.
And Purvin, right?
So everyone, do me a favor and read the note that was left behind. These are the specifics. If you actually want to try to defeat Asaric, this is basically how. Also, on top of that, once you get in, if you do follow that and go through it, he did leave essentially a strategic primer on what you will face eventually when it comes to Asaric, which means I will give you the stat block for him. But in character, it's actually just a notepad that talks about strategies on how to defeat him. All right, and I will be right back.
So I guess I'm assuming that Tovag is in the domain of dread.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm.
We're
Is-
talking about stuff without you, Chris. Just go back AFK.
I mean, no, it's fine. I'm just assuming. I don't know anything about Tovag itself. I'm assuming it's in the domain of dread.
The domain of dread is 30 domains. I'll let you know that out of character. Ravenloft is 30 domains. It is not Barovia. Barovia and Ravenloft are completely different. Ravenloft is the name for all 30 domains of Dread. It's a very misunderstood,
What?
common mistake. Strahd does not live in Ravenloft Hole. He lives in Barovia.
Ooh.
And if you go to Tovag, it is not Strahd's domain. You won't be seeing Strahd. Also, each domain of Dread, I'll let you know this because I'm going to assume that part of Brothers history, even through like Gond or whatever, would talk about these incredibly evil, fabled domains that you never want to get caught into, and if so, you'd always want to help someone leave them. They're all completely and utterly different. They were a small piece of the Shadowfell that got carved away and then accidentally shattered, which is why there's 30 separate little things. They all connect through tendrils, through these wormways essentially of like despair, but they are completely and utterly separate within their own thing. So, and the one that you'd be going to is called Tovag, which happens to be the domain of Dread, where the Sword of Cass is in currently. All right. You guys heard all of that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Wormholes of despair.
The domains of Dread are terrible, awful. Brother will talk to you about this, but the domains of Dread are the worst places in reality. They exist to torment and torture people and suffer. Like they exist to trap humans and other people and just make them suffer. So it's not hell. It's not like Avernus and Avernus is kind of not even hell either, to be totally true to the canon. Avernus is just a large battlefield that's like awful to live in because it's so acidic and sulfurous and everything wants to kill you. But these are actually set up to slowly torture you. They're not set up to insta kill you. They're not like the far realms where like you go in and it's Cthulhu everywhere and you're just going to die immediately. It's nothing like that. It's a slow, agonizing thing that's set up in these modified Shadowfell pieces for their domain lords to basically reap off your suffering in a slow burn kind of way. So they would rather kill you in 40 years than just murder you outright and make you suffer the whole time. That's what the domains of Dread are.
Yeah, so it sounds like Erasmus is absolutely not about to sign up for this venture, and Sia is tempted to also agree.
All right. And again, this is only if you want to kill Asara. This is only if you want to kill him permanently. You can try to fight him and not kill him permanently. That's still a very difficult fight, but yeah.
Well, at least get to level 6 before we take him on.
Please.
At least.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I will tell you this too. If you go down the Sword of Cass route, you're looking at this is a long drawn out thing. It's a separate module that's highly modified for a particular thing because the module is originally intended to like do something completely different. However, it's written in the module. Sarek's actually in this module, so just keep that in mind. It's as big as the Tomb of Horrors itself, the module. So, or you just find a way out of the tomb and bypass all this. So.
Is this where the Hand of Vecna would be?
No. The Hand and Eye of Vecna are actually not in this place, but who knows? Maybe Vecna's in this place. You never know. So
I just want his middle finger.
the Hand and Eye,
The
the Hand and
middle
Eye
one?
of Vecna are currently within Faerun. I'll spoiler that out. They're both in Faerun in some places.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah,
I don't like that.
in canon stream terms, they are currently in Vecna. Surprisingly, not within the Tomb of Horrors, which is very sad. I would have thought so too. They are not within
Is
the Tomb
it-
of Horrors.
Is it too sad?
Yeah. Those
I
are
don't think-
really powerful. I mean, they're evil items, but those are severely they're pretty amazing, especially when used properly and combined. But yeah,
I don't think he had created Vecna when he did Tomb of Horrors.
oh no, Vecna was around. Vecna was 100% around. As a matter of fact, in canon, Sarek is Vecna's star pupil.
Was that something they added later, though? I mean,
Well, so I don't think so because the original module is 19. I don't because it was
Yeah.
just 2 years after the Tomb of Horrors. So
I got the original Tomb of Horrors, but I haven't opened it for
Yeah.
30 something years.
all right, you guys can see the stream, right? And I'm gonna get it to I'm gonna put on Discord. Is everyone here?
Do we have
Pierre?
do
Yeah,
do we have Shane?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Pirvin said he would be a little bit late. We can, you know what? We'll wait 5 more minutes for him. He's like selling a motorcycle. He gave me a heads up. If he's not here in like 5 minutes, then we'll just start and he can catch up.
He lives someplace warm because I cannot imagine riding a
He must,
motorcycle
yeah.
right now.
I don't know exactly where he lives, but he must, yeah.
He mentioned
not
it
back.
once. I don't recall.
Okay, brother. Okay.
So, what's the best way to watch this on the Discord or the Twitch?
Discord. It's real time in Discord. It's much easier to follow me on Discord. There are times you'll have to go back to Twitch because we're gonna have to do pictures probably, but
And what was that discussion about? I think it was brother was talking about doing it through D&D Beyond. Like,
oh no, Abel. I have no idea to be honest. I don't think he's right. I looked a lot and everything goes back to Avre. Unless someone else has heard something or can show me how. But everything that you look up on Google talks about Avre. I wish we had a better integration, but it doesn't look like it.
I wonder if D&D Beyond got some license to use it.
Well, so D&D Beyond, the API is Avre, so I don't know. They'd have to change Avre so you could just use the character sheet, but I don't know. It's weird. I mean, everything that Lee might have seen something though, like maybe somebody made like a custom one that somehow uses the character sheet or uses Avre with the character sheet, maybe. But
I think
yeah,
you
that
have-
would be.
There is a link in the character links to where you have to link the campaign to the Discord, and it'll be able to do just like pop it out of the character sheets in D&D Beyond and spit it into the Discord.
Does it tell you how to do that?
Yeah, I believe Tyler posted the link right after
Oh, did he?
people said something.
Yeah, I
Hold
linked
on.
it.
Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, the digital dice for Discord. I saw this. This. Let me see. Hold on. This does not use Avre, which is good. Let's see. Right. This extension is not affiliated with Wizards of the Coast, D&D Beyond, or Discord. It is meant to integrate their stuff. So connect multiple characters to different or the same Discord channel at once for those. Yeah, but how? Hold on. It's actually saying that you can just add it to your Chrome and it's going to work once you tell it which Discord you're on. Let's see if that has anyone added this extension yet?
No, not me.
So yeah, so all you do is put in your character name, the D&D Beyond character sheet, and the Discord webhook. The Discord webhook is so you guys would have to do this on your side. The Discord webhook though is what the hell is the Discord webhook? Let's see.
Oh, so it's a
Discord.
Chrome plugin?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I mean, it's actually awesome. I mean, if this works, it's fucking awesome. But
We might want to
uh,
test that this week then.
I mean, you guys could probably do it right now. It's just you have to find out what the Discord webhook is. So Discord, you have to find the Discord webhook to my channel. What are we? What the hell is that? Discord's built-in webhook function is an easy way to get automated messages. By creating a webhook endpoint in your server, you'll generate a webhook URL. Then you can drop it into a number. Okay, so they're saying that I can do that. So let's look. Let's see if that's true. So user settings. Let's see if that's right. How to create a Discord webhook.
I found out how. I know how.
Can you link it to me?
Yeah, I can do it.
Open the Discord menu. You want to receive GitLab event notifications from the channel. You select Edit Channel. Click on Webhooks from the menu item. Click Create Webhook button and fill in the name of the bot to post the messages. What? Yeah, but
No,
that.
okay, so hold on.
Yeah.
So you can go to dice rolls, push the
Yep.
edit channel, interrogations, integrations. Sorry, not interrogations, and it says create webhook. under
So
webhook.
Edit Channel. Yep. Integrations. Right. Create Webhook.
There you go.
Name D&D. Copy webhook URL. All right, so this is the let's try this. So this is the actual URL that that you guys need to put in. So hold on 1 second. God, this would be
Sorry
so
about
awesome
that.
if this works. Yeah, thank you, Miracle. Hold on. So we're gonna save
You're welcome.
and let's see.
I was testing it. I was like,
So- So this is the webhook. That's what you need to put into the webhook space. So, and then you just have to link your character sheet. And what it's saying is that somehow, without any integration, it's smart enough to use the web API to show a role in my channel, which would be awesome. Should be really, really awesome.
Are we good with using this next session?
Yeah. He's just trying. He's wanting someone to test it out. Just for now.
Oh, so
Yeah,
we're just testing it now.
Yeah, it's super easy
Yeah.
though. Like this is really, really. I don't know if you guys saw. It's super easy. You literally go to Chrome, you just add it, and then you literally just type in. You just link your character sheet. You link that URL. You call it whatever you want. And it's supposed to just work. But we can just go if you guys want to. But this is like, if it works,
We're still waiting for
which
here,
is a little
so
too good to be true. This would be like really simple.
Yeah, you guys test it. Tell me if it works.
I
we're
might even be
still
able to
waiting.
And then
here.
write a step-by-step guide.
I can walk you through it in 2 seconds if this really
That would
works.
be helpful. Yeah.
I'm gonna try it myself. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second while we wait for. I'm gonna remove it and re-add it and see if this works.
For those of us who don't know Chris personally, if you guys had to guess what class Chris plays, what would you guess?
Well, I know exactly.
Well, guess. Well, you don't guess. You don't get a guess.
Yeah, I know what he plays too.
Tempest Cleric.
I'm gonna say Chris is definitely a warlock. He's got that chaotic fuckery.
Yeah.
Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'd say sorcerer because I feel like they can be equally chaotic.
All right, let's see. D&D Beyond character sheet.
Ranger, maybe?
Gage, you're gonna love the answer.
Is it Artificer?
No. Nope.
That
I think they only know. I guess Lee's the only one who's. Well, anyway, go ahead. You can look in my campaign thing, but those are not really characters that I've. Yeah, but anyway.
Or what's the answer?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Go ahead, Kino.
Well, I know two. You have a bard and you have a conquest paladin.
Oh,
The Conquest Paladin was the one.
Ah!
But I actually have a Conquest Paladin. What you can't see is I have a Conquest Paladin, a Blood Hunter, which is Mercer's thing. I also have a wizard, like straight up wizard as well. But
Hell yeah.
Ironically, I was stuck between Paladin and Ranger. I was close.
yeah, Conquest Paladin though, the way I play the Conquest Paladin is tough because canon Conquest Paladin is kind of like a hard party synergy. But
Yeah. That really scared me when I heard that joining this. I was like, oh, I better not mess this up.
they are literally like, yeah, the Conquest Paladins are like hard because they're like, if you play them super canon, they're like zealot serial killers that will go out of their way, like they believe that the ends justifies the means to the point that they believe it's morally right. Like they don't just want to kill things, they literally would rather, like if you're fighting a demon, they want to kill the demon, slit its throat in front of its demon children, and scare everything around that thing just to basically make sure that those demons never ever attack someone again. And they believe that's the morally right thing to do. But they
Yeah.
also do it with humans and bandits and anything. And they're like kind of like insane serial killers the way they're written. So it's a tough thing to play, to be honest. But
Oh, that doesn't sound familiar
Yeah,
at all.
that doesn't
Chris, you're
sound
gonna
like
spoil my plans.
yeah. All right, so I can't do this within my own campaign. So somebody else will have to test it, but that's okay. We'll do it. We'll do it next session.
Good.
Yeah, we
we
can
always
probably
save
save a lot
for
of
it on
time anyway
Sunday.
today.
Yeah, and we still don't have. So let's just go ahead and start with the recap, and then we'll try it next session.
Good.
someone. Kaylee might be talking, but she's muted.
I'm not, because I can't find it in the OneNote.
Shit happened.
Okay, now it's up. I swear I've like refreshed this 3 times in the last 5 minutes. Now it's up.
As soon as you say something, that's when it pops up.
No, it's literally as I start doubting that it got, like as soon as I doubt it, it tells me.
Dabbing, that went out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong thing. I'm in session log. Memento. Nope, we're just gonna
There
feed
is
in
no
stuff.
recap right now. I'm sorry.
No,
I've been
dude,
really
this-
slacking. I'm sorry.
Dude, I can start helping out next week because this last week has been fucking hellish.
Yeah, it's been a long year. This past week has been a long year.
And a long additional 2 months to
Got
2020.
that right.
Okay, so last session began with the party splitting up Kino, Gretna, and Miracle. No, that is right. Kino,
Nope, that's
Gretna, and
right.
Miracle were in this. They were in the Stone Juggernauts room. Piers, Hio, Erastus, Pan, and Macmorn were in the Ghost hallway. We all heard the statue roll away and act accordingly, depending on where we were. We're pretty sure the giant had exploded due to the glyph back in the hallway. Either that or it disappeared somewhere else. Pirvin was stuck on that pressure plate as he saw the ghosts materializing around him, and the glyphs had turned red, alerting Erastus and Sio that something was probably wrong. But Kino was able to tell Erastus telepathically that we needed to get out of that hallway and there really wasn't much we could do. But Miracle was on her way to assist Pier. So Erastus and Kino were able to get Mac and Pan out of the hallway. And were rejoined by Kino, Gretna, and Miracle. Ghost stopped in front of Pier as soon as a crystal mirror materialized in front of him with pink and green crystal shards. And before he stepped into the mirror, he insisted that we should do the same, and he stepped into it, completely disappearing. Gretna tried to follow his direction, but instead the mirror itself shattered, cutting her in a volley of broken glass, so small that we couldn't see the cuts, but did see her bleeding out.
Hello?
Yep. Yeah, Sio was going through the recap, Gretna. Can you hear?
I could hear, and then all of a sudden she cut out.
No, I can hear.
No, I can hear.
Okay, I was worried because the service in my room is also not great. So Gretna was bleeding out. We did end up stabilizing her. Then, in front of the mirror stood a familiar face to Kino, adorned in an unassuming cloak. Brother raised his hand and laid eyes on the new party within the hallways he was all too familiar with. He called out to Kino, asking what his call sign was, to which she replied, Healer 145 at ease. He introduced himself, told everybody that Kino almost immediately told all of us that Kino was a paladin of Tiamat, the Undying Queen and the Draconic Queen and Creators and Chromatic Dragons. That is such a long title. So we were discussing all of that with Brother as Pirvin reappeared, jumping down from the hallway above, looking much more attractive, but also much older. He was vague on the details, but he did tell us he was teleported away to an unknown place where he was tortured and shown unspeakable things, but he managed to find his way back to the party. I don't know what that means. We tried to venture forward past the ghost, but as we moved further into the hallway, the glyphs were active and they began to chase us. Hand-casting Knock was a blessing in disguise because we were able to get through that doorway. Because the puzzle to open the doorway was more than we were really able to handle in that moment. Upon casting Knock, each of the gems shot a laser at Pan, and Brother was actually able to push back the ghosts, keeping them at bay until everyone could safely enter the room. Inside the throne room, Kino and Pirvin saw, woven into the murals of the columns above us, Luxis. The party decided to take a rest at that point in Miracle's tiny hut, and we kind of broke down into our own little devices at that time, Kino secretly allowing Sio to touch some of the items with her rod. Although Pirvin and Miracle stayed up silently to hear the exchange. Also let Sio touch Answerer, the Shadowfell box, and the Greyhawk coin in the Book of Draconic Devils. While still inside the hut, they saw jellyfish-esque creatures silently ghosting throughout the room. The pseudo-dragons had their fun little time together with Brother's dragon that he kept inside of his chest. Pier and Kino had a moment together discussing private affairs, where Kino tried to delve deeper into what had actually happened to Pier. Pier did end up revealing to Kino that Luxis was involved, and was restricting him from doing certain things, but he couldn't share many details with him. The session ended with a small robed man emerging from the shadows who easily passed through the tiny hut, shook Pirvin's hand, saying he had done something so incredible, and he allowed the group to ask him one question regarding matters within the tomb, and the group had to decide on what to ask him. The party discussed what we could potentially ask and asked how to effectively and permanently kill a Sirak, to which he gave us a detailed answer. And that is where we left off.
Great. Thank you. All right. So, even though it's dark, the only thing currently that's glowing within the room is the throne. The throne, if you go to Twitch, is exactly as it looks there. It's essentially this almost black as night alabaster onyx throne, incredibly ornate and carved expertly. It's got two cobras on each side. Standing on the throne, like sitting there, is a brilliant crown. Looks exactly like the picture, with 6 skulls and then a rod. One side of the rod has a gold, large like ball, and the other side of the rod is a silver ball. There's a thin metal rod in between it with scroll work that spirals all the way down of another different metal, you guess maybe electrum, that goes from one end to the next. If you also look, the skulls are all human-shaped skulls, the 5. Then there's one that's much larger that looks like it has demonic horns, and that's the top skull there. But this is softly glowing in the darkness. What you guys like to do?
All
Don't touch the crown.
all the jellyfish are gone, right?
All the jellyfish are gone.
Where did
And we still
see
have the
snake?
columns. We still have the columns to deal with potentially. They've got, like I said, they've got beautifully painted frescoes of peaceful, like basically like meadows and other things, but they are slightly off, just like the fresco you found before in the altar. And they become more sinister near the top. You can. So the reason what I'm actually saying is that everything looks innocent until you look closely and you see, like, for instance, children playing in the field off in the distance, and you realize the children are actually dead. Things like undead beings that look like they're harmless, but when you look closer, they're not.
Is it?
Kino, you notice this as well, though. In every single one of these columns, hidden somewhere, as you start to look around, Luxis is somewhere.
That's worrying.
If
Make sure no one touched the frescoes. Sorry.
Or the pillars.
any reason why? Besides obvious, it's probably going to wreck
Yeah,
us.
and just to be clear, the fresca is actually painted on each pillar. So these are cylindrical pillars. I just couldn't make cylindrical pillars in Telspire, and they're painted all around. Yeah.
They'll
They're
kill you
magically
outright.
trapped. Yes.
Oh, that's not surprising, but still disheartening, I guess.
I was in the company of a druid who touched one and she was eviscerated, and I had to tie a grappling hook to her because it floated her up to the ceiling and led her towards a sort of this orb of annihilation thing in the corner of the room that opened up. Really bad stuff.
She was a meat balloon.
She was.
That's one way to put it, I guess. Do these pillars, after Kino and Brother point that out, Dio's gonna look at them, and do the frescoes emulate like the one that we had seen earlier? Because I don't know if Kino had mentioned it or if you had mentioned it in passing, Chris, but the fresco in the room where Gretna had gotten her hammer, it was detailed to the person who was most
Right.
religious.
It is not the same. No, I mean the actual artwork though is the same in the sense that that fresco also showed these idealistic landscapes that had a very small sinister touch to them. These become more sinister, but they're actually more sinister than those. But it's weird because they start off really nice and nothing's wrong on the bottom, and as you get to the top, they start to become more and more sinister, as if they were painted in that respect.
Did Kino or Pierre point out that Luxis was hidden like an I Spy book in all of these?
I wouldn't say anything. I would just point to it. I wouldn't say his name, or I wouldn't say their name, and I would just say, "Do you see that as well?"
The light at this point, by the way, does get to the point where it looks like it's like a deep morning, but other than that, nothing has changed within the room.
We took a long rest, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
making sure. I hadn't
So
heard
the things to keep in note: we have the throne here. The throne is here. We have this pile of rubble, and then a brilliant, very large, the size of someone's head, gem over in this direction, which is probably the gem talked about in the notes. Then we have whatever's going on over here, which is an open thing, and then there are 3 doors in this direction. So there's 1, 2, 3 doors. There is something that looks like a needling device over here, but it looks like it's just a stone right now.
Well, it seems like there's so many options before us. I guess we might as well discuss what we actually intend to do. I mean, killing a Sirak outright would definitely fulfill our obligation to the Brotherhood, but at the same time, I don't know how much help it's going to be if we end up dying in the process.
Chris, where did we see the snake go? Like the big spirit snake?
That's the thing. It was over in this corner here, but you didn't see how it left. As it went to leave, it did go into this corner, but you didn't exactly see how this thing left.
Hmm.
Chris, just checking, but we're supposed to be doing the hit point max, right?
Yes, for
Okay.
now you're hit point max.
I don't think that I did that, so I'm gonna go do that real quick.
Sure. Yep.
We're still level 5, right?
Yep. Still level 5. Almost, but still level 5. Right. So again, you have these towers to contend with. You can see that they're like if you start walking in this direction, you can see that there are these lion head doors. Let's find one. Yep, in this direction here. There's 3 of them. There's also, of course, there's the throne, and then there's whatever is going on over here.
I'll go closer to the throne. Not quite like close to it, but just checking
Sure.
it out.
Sure, of course. Yep. Yeah, you can do that. So, all right. Hold on 1 second. Somehow, I. Oh, the thing worked. Awesome. Good deal.
Sorry, I was testing it out still because I.
That's awesome. No, that's great that it works. That's gonna be way easier. Yeah, I'll get your miniature. I don't know what happened to it. That's super weird. But I will get your miniature for you. Yeah, that's good stuff. That is good stuff.
I thought I was still muted. I'm sorry. I was just testing it out, and I was like, "Oh, it worked."
I'm actually gonna put in Henri for now, and we'll find your miniature later. But that's fine. So, once you go up and you notice, you notice
can
there
keep
is a
it as
subtle.
that mini for now. If you can just keep
That's
it as
fine.
that mini if you want, just to remember which one I am.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So, so you go through and you start looking, and the only thing that you notice, besides, of course, the brilliant gem within the crown, and of course the really nice rod, and whatever material that throne is made out of. What's your passive perception?
14.
Okay. Yep. You also notice that as you get closer, the skulls sparkle.
Oh God, I walked within 30 feet of her, maybe 25. I just like keep my distance, but you know.
Yeah, no, I am
Okay.
not
In
getting
there
too
for her.
close to that. Like,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't care.
come
I do
on.
not care that they sparkle. I am not getting
Yeah.
near those things.
A little further back, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Brother, if she puts it on, we go to my god this time.
Henri, you can actually feel that there's a breeze coming through, although it doesn't look like there should be. There's a breeze coming in this direction.
I'm gonna try and find the source of the breeze.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. That's going to take a little bit, but give me an investigation check anyway. So.
I will assist.
All right. All right, Arras is going to come over and help. Okay.
I have a passive 21.
I'm
Yep.
back. My computer decided to
Wait,
freeze.
you're
and then
assisting
never back
or
on.
I'm gonna do it as well.
okay?
Because I have a passive 21.
Yeah.
I
All
got.
right. While they do
got
that,
a 10.
that's okay. While they do that, what does everyone else want to do? Because that is going to take some time, even with your passive 21. It's going to.
I'll roll it and see if I can.
Yeah. So here's the thing. You know Arasis already by walking up to the breeze.
Nope.
That it's coming through cracks within here, which means that there's something on the other side. Finding that something on the other side is going to be a challenge. So that's why it takes a little bit.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll though. But does anyone else want to do anything while they're looking at that?
I'm gonna walk up to them and just explain how, when I was here, there was, I believe, levers past that. 3 levers that opened that door over there, and I point to the door. That
Yeah. Which is currently open, surprisingly. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's either different past there, or It's something entirely different.
Really helpful. Thank you for that.
But that's what I did when I was here.
Uh huh.
So
It
if
was
you
also-
point
That's what
out,
other people did when she was here.
Kino, do you want to? If you point out where the levers were, Erasmus, you get up to behind the throne, and you see an expertly made seam that goes through that you would never have noticed before, even with your passive perception. However, now that he's talking about it, you take some powder out and you brush it on, and you can now see that there's like basically like a cutout rectangle, um, but it's not open,
Well,
and you still
it's
can't figure out how
not
to open it.
here. There's nothing here. There's nothing behind the throne. Don't. Let's get out of here, fellas.
But there
Are
there
you
must
sure?
be something. The wind is coming from there.
Shush, 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 shush. There's
Right.
nothing to see here.
I don't understand.
So Henri, if Henri's going to keep looking too, eventually, Henri, the only thing that you can really discern is the fact that you are 100% certain that there is something behind this wall.
But I'm gonna turn
There's
to Erastus. I'm
nothing.
gonna say, I don't understand why you're saying this.
Look, we're so far down the rabbit hole. I don't want to go deeper.
We are the rabbit.
No.
Are we not continuing onward though?
Do we have to?
I think
Uh,
there are options ahead of
Now,
us.
I mean, the way
now you know from the
backwards
note.
currently.
You know from the note that you can make a wish. You could instead, obviously, wish to go somewhere else. Everyone's read that note, by the way. And if you haven't read the note, go to game 2. That's the note that he left behind. He mechanizes this so that everyone reads it no matter what. It would be literally impossible for one of you to take that note and keep it for yourselves and not through it. So everyone will get a chance to read this note. Through fate, he allows that note to be open to everyone. So everyone will know through common sense terms that you do not have to go to the place in the note. You can just use the wish spell to get out of the tomb. If that's what you want to do.
So we would know at this point that we could leave the tomb, but there's still the chance that Luskin would be decimated, correct?
No.
Correct.
And lots of other towns too.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, not in the way that Brother and Kino were saying, because Brother and Kino would have told you that they've already fixed that portion of it. That's fixed forever. There's no going back, and they're ahead of you in their timeline. So no. However, leaving the tomb could have a number of other like you don't know what you were like. No one right now really knows what they're meant to do or not meant to do. So leaving the tomb could, of course, be the absolute right thing to do, or it could be a devastatingly bad thing to do. You have no idea.
Right. Co's primary concern at this point is first and foremost Luskin. If leaving now doesn't absolutely certify that Luskin would get destroyed, she wouldn't be opposed to it.
The only thing you'll know, Co, through common sense terms, that if you leave and let Asarak do whatever he wants to do, it will be bad for the world, but it doesn't necessarily mean the lesson's going to get destroyed.
Right. It's
It
not
doesn't
that
even mean that you could necessarily even do anything about it anyway. You would, in realistic terms, you would rationalize it that way. You have no idea if you can kill Asarak. So,
right.
yeah,
So it's either we die trying
right.
or we get out with our lives and assumably.
That's right.
And the thing is too, would we know if, say we don't permanently kill Sirak, but we do, stop him in the sense that the tomb leaves Luskin. We don't know if that means he won't continue doing this and terrorizing other towns in Faerun.
That's right.
Right.
You also know that everywhere the tomb goes, when it leaves a plague.
Mhm.
That's
people
what the
can't be
brother had told you.
resurrected.
That's right. So, which is bad considering this has been going on for 50. Like, if you are behind the other group, and they've already told you that they have the same thing. So already it looks like you guys left, if you can rationalize it that way. Apparently you left. But that will go on for another 50 years.
I mean, I know the children in Luska mean a lot to you, but children everywhere mean a lot.
Right. And I'm not discounting that.
You also know the plague doesn't kill everyone in the town. It's just a plague that goes through
Right.
and reaps. Yeah.
And I'm not discounting that, Gretna. It's just the way that I see it, and I promise I'm not typically a pessimist, but if we stay here, the way I see it playing out is that we die trying to temporarily or permanently kill a Sirak. We die trying, and then, pending our success, he moves on to another town and does this. Presumably, if the fates allow, we kill him. But I just don't see that happening realistically. So I think it is a viable option to consider leaving the tomb and just run its course. Because realistically, what could we do? We faced everything so far adeptly and with skill, and with the help of Kino, Brother, and the rest of their acquaintances, we've made it this far, but I don't know how far we can make it on sheer luck alone, because I don't think we have the skills to take down a pseudo god.
As she literally says those words, a booming voice goes out. This is the same. So, Brother and Kino, you now have figured out the gimmick, being arcane users. This is a magic mouth spell that must be cast or ritualized or built into parts of the tomb, probably up somewhere in the upper walls or whatever. But in a split second, as this goes on, this is all happening in real time. Only Kino and Brother go through this, as they're the only ones that were in the tomb previously. This is what you see. This enacts like literally a day's worth of time. Time slows down for you. This you see this in like a 24-hour period. To everyone else, this is going to be less than a second. But what you see is every little thing that that was supposed to happen as it was intended to happen originally. You see the device going through, powering on. You see exactly what you saw before, where there's just like hordes of undead trying to essentially like depower this device. You see Sarek come into this room himself and try to figure out what's going on, only to by accident realize that he has stumbled into the ability to slow down time. And if he slows it down enough, he can actually turn it back. He realizes that he's been trying for 140 years to get the Atropol, and you see all of this. The Atropol buried on in miles beyond the tomb to basically reanimate. He wants to resurrect it. The Atropol is the fetus of a dead god. And what he realizes through inspiration, luck, and pure genius is that he's going to go through and basically give himself 1,400 years worth of ritualistic death and killing this is the only way that he was actually enabled to resurrect the Atropol. Instead of resurrecting the Atropol and then using it as like a mentor to the god, Sarek literally consumes it. He becomes a god through this process. He would never have been able to do this otherwise. He would need 1,500 years, which he ended up getting through this happy accident. Once that happens, he then releases himself outside of the Tomb of Horrors. Once he does, the very first thing he does is trick Vecna into essentially like bringing himself back to the mortal planes of Faerun. He explains to Vecna that he has found a way to solidify himself into all realms, and in doing so, this is a little bit obscure to you, but he literally takes Vecna off the board, becoming the god of death. Once he becomes the god of death, he then slowly but surely starts to slowly kill as many people as he can through a very powerful spell, which takes him 40 years to construct. And at the end of that spell, he literally wipes out 60% of all life on Faerun right there. 60% of the entire population just dies outright. Then he resurrects all of those corpses into undead constructs and starts reorganizing cities within that. All of the dragons that existed within Faerun literally all band together to try to stop Acererak. But at this point, now that he has so much worship in death itself, he literally becomes unstoppable. And one after one, he takes out each of the Faerun pantheon, starting with Lathander, and going all the way down the list. It takes him another 400 years to get this done. Once that's finished, he decides that he is going to start basically whittling the entire population down, only to find out that he's literally starts to lose power because he figures out way too late that he actually needs living beings in order to sustain his god-like power. Undead beings cannot sustain him enough to basically go through that. So, after around 3% of the population is left, Acererak decides to literally start human farms and through all the races, these bridge races, to basically rebuild the population, forcing people to worship him again. This is a horrendously awful process that lasts another 60 to 70 years, utterly destroying Faerun in the process. The reason why you saw things like the glassed out cities was those were the dragon wars that ended up happening through Faerun. Acererak himself literally created he basically got so powerful that he was able to take this ethereal ectoplasmic basically super weapon that could literally destroy cities all at once. And the aftermath of those created this very horrific green glass everywhere within the cities. Anyway, long story short, it obliterated Faerun. Faerun was Acererak through his unintentional, awful and childlike, almost like a spoiled god that had no right to be a god mechanisms, accidentally, utterly, and just absolutely destroyed Faerun. That's what you stopped. And then, and in a second, you're back into where you are right now. As Sarek now says, "Welcome, welcome, foolish, 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 foolish mortals. Here is the time that we will absolutely meet our ends. If you go further, I will torture you to death. No more." This must have been this must have happened coinciding with the Sarek's spell, which is why you saw what you saw. Anyway, only Kino and Brother saw that. Anyway, let's go forward.
Brother doesn't even break prayer chant.
Yep.
Kino is wide-eyed.
You never got to find out what happened to the dragons, but they left Faerun. All the dragons left. They abandoned Faerun. Matter of fact, everything that survived this horrific thing ended up leaving Faerun in the end.
Well, good thing we stopped it.
Yep.
So he didn't-
One of the things I should mention is that Acererak also resurrected and killed Mystra again. That's an important note. I kind of curb note this, but he actually resurrected and killed Mystra to gain the powers that he had to basically destroy entire cities. He changed the weave in essence, which started his horrific downfall.
So
Anyway,
were Kino and Brother the only ones to see that, but the rest
yeah,
of
unfortunately they're the only ones that saw that because they're the only ones that were in the original timeline. That it has to do it's they'll I'm sure they've already figured this out, but it has something to do with the device that they messed with.
Okay. I
And
was just-
coming back in the past and now having Acererak cast a spell.
Brother,
Just hold up a finger because he's still doing his morning litany.
In meta terms, by the way, that was the original campaign, dealing with that mess and probably escaping Faerun was the original campaign. But anyway.
Kino just kind of swallows hard and wide-eyed sort of looks over everyone.
Are you okay?
Well, brother,
One of the other important things to note is that Asarik also does not know that this was to happen, and this was in a complete accident. He had no idea that his broken temple would ever allow him to become a god. He actually foolishly thinks that he can do it in 100 years. So that's one thing that you will have now as secret knowledge, that Asarik himself will never ever know that he missed out on this. So.
Kino just sort of wipes a tear from her eye and looks up and well, we saw what we stopped. And it was the end of the world.
Congratulations.
What do you mean you saw that?
So we did it.
No,
Did we do it or did you do it?
that was one of the branches that we cut off, but we halted things, but it sounds like he still is turning the wheels.
What are we? What part did we have in this in your past, and how are we? You know, going to make sure that you can at least halt some of that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
Yeah, it's almost like we're setting the stage. But,
do you see that over there? That inert statue? That was something we interacted with that controlled the passage of time. It
This
allowed
here.
it allowed the sort of time dilation within the tomb, and Asarak manipulated that in his favor. We reset it in a way. It was a happy accident on his part that we halted so he could not achieve his ends, which allowed him to rise to godhood, wipe out 60% of the population, bring them back, and then use that undead army to conquer the rest of the world, enslaving them, and eventually working his way through the Faerunian pantheon. Gretna, that means eventually Tyr would get slaughtered. He killed Mistra. Again, I look at Miracle. Lathander died. They all die.
But I mean, like you may not know this, but what do we have to do to make sure that that happens, or because anything we do here might change that. See what I'm saying?
So, what happened was we stopped the time dilation, but it's still moving forward, just at a slower pace. If you leave all this behind and go back to your lives, eventually that will happen again. Eventually, he will meet that goal. It'll be slower, but the wheels he has turning are still slowly moving forward. So maybe we should bring the fight to him.
I'm willing to give up my life to do this. Yeah.
As am I.
What? No. Nah.
Let's kill him.
So look, listen up. We have reached the precipice of what I've seen in the tomb, and from here on out we need to be extra cautious. This means familiar scouting ahead, and Pierre, I need you and whoever else is in that head of yours on trap duty. You need to scrub the floors and doors and walls and ceilings and everything. This is war. And I think it's long overdue that Asarak gets what's coming to him.
So the three people that are investigative is Erasmus, Pierre, and me.
So, by the way, at this point, so Rassus, you've already figured out how to go through and you've already wiped the dust away or whatever. Henri will eventually figure out how to get to this if she takes enough time as a heads up. Henri, are
Just a
you
reminder,
continuing?
I am not playing as
I
Henri
mean-
at the moment.
I mean Pandemonium, yeah. Right, of course.
I
I
don't.
just call you Henri.
I
don't know
don't
why.
mind you calling me Henri.
yeah, so
I
Pandemonium-
understand that you
Yeah.
you think of me as Henri, but just a reminder, I am not playing Henri at the moment.
Yeah, Pandemonium will eventually figure this out if she takes enough time. It's going to take her like at least 45 minutes to an hour. Is there anything that you're like outside of all of that interaction? Is there anything else that you wanted to do, Erasmus, or are you just going to let her continue to look?
I just want to talk to everyone.
Yep. Okay.
Why do we have to do this?
What do you mean?
By leaving the tomb, you don't stop the problem. You merely slow it. You merely just push it to the side.
But
It's
didn't
still
you
going
do that?
on. We slowed it.
Brother,
So
you
that-
would know while Kino's talking, you would know that the good news is you figure this out on your own. This will not what you guys went through, it's not going to happen in your lifetime. It could still happen, but definitely not in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll let them know. It was 1500 years, but 1500 years to the end of the world is not something I want to see.
Just imagine how our names will be and all the stories will be told about us if we can actually do something to finish this and to save the end of the world. Even if no one knows about it, we know. I feel like that's just good enough.
Yeah, listen to
Gods
the
will
handsome
know.
man.
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna die.
Eventually.
We will do everything in our power to make sure you don't die from the tomb.
And also, I mean, you talked about being worried about your own luck getting you through this tomb and how you have me and Henri and Abel and brother to help you, but at one point we were all walking blindly through these hallways and we only had to rely on each other, and I think that you all are in a good position to rely on each other to get through this tomb.
Okay. And I'll waddle over to the little thing I noticed and start
Yep.
fucking with it.
Okay. All right. So, the only thing that you get out of this is that it's somehow tied to the throne. The throne is the mechanism to open that area. Now you have to do some investigation work on the throne itself.
It's on the throne opens the wall. I found this out 10 minutes ago.
Don't touch the crown.
Passed the 21 investigation, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So on the throne itself, you have a crown, a scepter. Those need to be removed really before you can get on the throne and start looking at the skulls and everything else. Explain to me in detail what you actually want to do while you're investigating.
I was just looking.
Okay.
But I also have an 18 passive perception, so I don't actually have to touch anything.
Right. I was going to say you can only use investigation if you touch it. So the 18 passive perception, you look through, and sure enough, the skulls are sparkly, and you notice the skulls themselves are made to be moved in some way. The skulls can be moved. Yeah.
They want us to move the skulls, and I say they, and I don't know who I'm talking about, but they want us to move the skulls. So
And let me bring up the picture as well to make this a little simpler.
should I don't know what to do.
Did Pierre join us?
He did. Yeah,
I
he's
sure
here.
did.
Oh, so we can't just put the crown on him.
I only
We'll
worship
try.
one god.
He's here to brighten our day.
All right. So within this, each one of these skulls is meant to in some way be manipulated, including the large skull. Also, you notice that there are tiny little rubies in these two cobra-like things here as well. And they look suspicious to you as if they are also tied to some kind of mechanism in the back. Maybe they do something as well. The only other thing you're kind of like mystified by the throne in the sense that you're not really sure what it's made out of. Maybe it's onyx. Maybe it's like volcanic glass. You have no idea until you start touching it and messing with it. And then of course you look at the crown and you're like, that would look really good on your head. But right now you're not compelled to do anything. You're in awe of the crown and the gem.
All right, guys. I don't know what to do here, so I'm just gonna sit down on the steps and keep playing with the little bird that Kino gave me.
Okay. Yep.
Does it seem like those skulls are like connected to the mechanism of the wall?
Yes. Yes, that's what Erasmus figured out. Somehow, in this instance, the skulls need to be manipulated to open up the secret section behind it.
That's why I took that
Unfortunately
bird
for
back.
you, though, there's a rod and there's a rod and there's also the crown right there.
Yeah. I'm more interested in the wall than the crown.
Mhm.
I'm
What
gonna.
I'm saying is to manipulate the skulls, you're gonna have to find a way to get that crown off of the. Yeah.
Could you
Because
describe?
otherwise you run a very big risk of just bumping into it.
Pan, just scooch it aside. Stay out of character.
Is it? Oh, out of character?
Yeah.
I was gonna say in character. Why? Is it safe to touch?
No.
No.
Oh
No.
god.
Could you describe to me how the crown is sitting?
Yeah, so if you look at that, go to Twitch, and it's
one
exactly as the picture. So it's literally sitting on the seat of the throne, and then there's a rod that's right behind it, and that's resting on one of the cobras.
You think you're meant to use the rod to move the crown?
I don't think we should touch either one of them.
Also, I wouldn't touch either of them because once you put the crown on your head, it's a 50-50 chance to get disintegrated or remove the crown from your head by touching one of the ends, and it's completely randomized.
How do you know that?
Because we did it.
Did it work?
It did. By sheer luck.
And divine intervention.
I thought you
Yeah,
were praying,
and
brother.
Muhammad himself.
So is it safe to say that that crown and the scepter itself is either touching and or is behind it?
Yes, the scepter is touching the crown behind it, and it would be very difficult to. It's possible, but there's a chance of failure. So you can start messing with the skulls if you want to, but it's very, very, as you can see through the picture, difficult to get all of them. Especially if it means that you need to do multiple ones at once, or take the bottom crown, the bottom skull, I should say, and manipulate the top skull or whatever. You have to lean over the crown, and it's just a difficult scenario.
I say to the group, why don't we just throw something at the scepter and make it knock the crown off? Or push something into the scepter to knock the crown off?
Try it.
Yeah.
Oh,
What would you like to do?
okay. Let's see.
By now, how much time has passed since we started all this?
We're almost real time, so only like 40 minutes or so, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'd be wrapping up the prayer of the blessed prayer by now, so I'd be just about finished.
Okay. Can you go ahead and describe the ceiling for me?
Yeah, so the ceiling is pretty unornate. So the ceiling, it's first of all, it's almost 160 feet up from the ceiling, and it's just a flat stone. So there's just flat stone on the ceiling itself.
Okay, give me a second.
Yep.
I have no ideas.
What about your levitation? Could that help?
I don't have it. I didn't prepare it.
Okay.
By now, brother would be getting up and closing his prayer book and looking over and say, "Did anyone see the levers that are behind the chair that are able to activate and move things around the room?"
Sure didn't.
Yeah, I explained to Erastus, but he refused to investigate it.
No, I looked.
He said there was nothing there.
There was something there. I
Lied.
You must have just missed it.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure it was very thorough.
Abel would have seen it.
Ooh.
His cheeks puff up, and he just like crosses his arms and sits angrily down.
All right. Pierpin walks up to brother and asks if he has any more insight towards these levers.
Well, it is not my particular purview. Between the wonderful mind of Abel and our old merchant friend, they were able to figure out the way to manipulate it. It was not my particular purview.
Okay. So, I guess I'm going to go back over to Erastus and kind of pat him in the back and be like, I was just kidding, bud. But we need to figure this out. We have to keep moving forward.
You're
Do you want
pretty.
to help me with this? What was that? You said I'm pretty? Hmm?
Go help them.
Why don't you help me?
Nuh-uh.
Why?
Go ask Theo.
Did she say something to you that I said to her?
Don't be too nice to her.
The only reason I was being nice is because whenever things need to be appreciated, I feel like they should have. And maybe if you want to appreciate it, you should show that more.
So you never told Erastus. That was an AB conversation.
Well,
And you have no right to be mad at Piervin.
he's not mad. He's just pouty.
But
I
listen,
telepathically, via the sword, go, you like Theo.
Oh my god.
The power armor snaps over him as he stands up and just turns to Kino and just carefully points a finger and telepathically back to respond, "Don't you fucking start with me right now."
You're met with the biggest grin. Don't worry. I think it's cute.
Erastus, remember who it was that made that trinket
Out
as a
loud,
token for you.
out loud, he says, "All right, all right, all right. I'll help you, and hopefully we found a deep dark pit that goes to nowhere, and I can throw Kino's ass down it. All right, let's go."
Erastus.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What's going on? Why is the power armor on? We need to be aware of something happening?
Just gotta go to work. Back
All
to the investigation mines for me to toil away another 10 hours.
Theo will absolutely go up to Kino and peer and ask if what they had to have talked to Erastus about, because now he's off. Only puts that power armor on when he gets defensive or he's ready to fight. Fighting seems out of the question at this point.
It's okay.
Had to
You know,
have some kind of them.
boys will be boys.
I'm going to chuckle and say he's ready to fight for you.
I mean, he's ready to fight for any last one of us, so I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Gretna rolls her eyes.
I mean, if you don't want to tell me, you could just say that, but I mean, Erasmus would just about die for any one of us. That's not really new information. He is very loyal. He does consider you very close friends, too, so I think he'd just about die for any one of us for what it's worth. But keep your secrets, I guess.
Peervin puts both of his hands up and says it's bro code.
Yeah.
What is bro
Bro
code?
My brother always mentioned something about bro code, but he never told me what it was.
What is bro code?
What is it?
Bros only. We can't tell you.
What's a bro?
Turtles before hordles.
Like
Oh
brother,
my god. Oh my
Like-
god.
friend, male friends.
Are we not
Only for the
friends,
males.
Erasmus? We
Yeah.
can't be bros?
Yeah, what's it matter if we're
I made you float, but I don't really know you.
What is
I
the
didn't hate you.
qualification for being a bro?
yeah.
Haven't you seen
Theo,
the
you and
plays?
I can be bros.
Yeah.
Plus
No,
male
I
friends.
like that idea. That
We'll
just
be
sounds
bros.
sexy.
Well, you're
My-
making it sound that way now.
My real brother tied a piece of bread to the back of my head, and I had to fight a seagull for 2 days.
I would love to meet your brother.
It seems
No,
like
you
your
wouldn't.
childhood
the
was
seagull won.
categorized by things trying to eat you.
No, yeah, it happens a lot.
I
I hope.
would never watch
So-
a character.
I
just
hope.
think that
By the way,
Yes.
as you guys are talking and going through this, sorry, I need to roll a d100 though. Hold on.
I-
Oh god,
I
he's
invented-
punishing
Oh
us.
no.
I
No,
invented-
I'm not actually. I'm not. There's literally 80 different things. Oh well, this is actually good. So as you're going through and talking, a small portal opens up right by the stone, the wish stone as well, and Kino and brother, you guys see a familiar wizard pop out with another small, like kind of like gnomish person that you also recognize come through this portal, and it looks like he believes that they're both invisible, while they're looking at this stone going through it. But this is Artemis and Squeagle.
No way.
Brother will very spiritedly get up and walk over.
Me too.
Where are you guys going?
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
they're over here. So, hold on, let me put it through
Bim
here.
attack mode.
Yeah.
No.
Wait. Are we really, just walking up to?
And Bimmy opens his beak and like energy starts to collect as he charges his ultimate weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Solar beam.
he has a
Yeah,
pack-
so they're over here, but it's very clear. You guys can notice they actually do believe they're actually ignoring you, and they believe they're invisible.
What? Artemis.
We can see you there. You're not hidden or anything.
He looks startled, and he looks around, and he goes, "Oh," he says, "Oh, well, she said, well, this is awkward." He said, I'm not really supposed to be getting in the middle," and he says, "Wait, what?" And he walks over, and he says, "Why are you so familiar? I've never seen you before ever."
We're about 50 years early, but we're good friends in the future.
You need to get. Don't leave Squeagle with this group or any group in this tomb.
Piss off, ghosts.
He says, "How do you know his name?"
As we've
Because
met
you
you
entrusted
before.
it to him once and he was killed. He's Elminster.
You're just letting Elminster walk around in this tomb.
He looks at you angrily. It's like he's like, "What are you?" He says, "You really do know me." He said, "How?" He said, "What is going on?"
50 years in the future, our adventuring group enters the tomb, and things are much more dire by then. You see that we have particular books of your making, and, well, to be quite honest, you provide us a great bit of aid.
I hold mine up.
And I pull mine out as well.
Just throws his hands into the air, looks to Group B, points to Group A, and goes, "Does anyone know what the fuck they're talking about?"
He looks at the books and he says, "Okay, I actually." He's like, "This is definitely unexpected." He said, Did I explain? Like, what have I? How far did I get in my work down here?"
Oh, how much time do you have? We have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to come over and fill him in, you can. It's going to
Yeah,
take
we will
you.
give him the full round of information to bring him up to speed on everything that's happened.
Okay.
And
alright.
at the end, I'll spin around to him and go, and you should treat Henri better.
He actually has no idea who you're talking about.
Aras is gonna walk down and join them in his power
Yep.
armor.
Okay. Yep. And he says, by the way, he says, how on earth? He's like, why don't I leave you? You know that Squeagle's indestructible, and he literally like he kicks Squeagle, Squeagle hits the pillar. Some kind of magical effect hits him hard, and he starts to float up into the ceiling.
And
He's
we,
like,
I will
don't
grab
even
him.
worry. He's like, nothing is
we
going
explained
to kill
the
Squeagle.
whole thing with the mist and the mirror thing and exactly what happens too, like everything that happens and how he was killed.
He gets disintegrated
Gotcha.
and replaced
Gotcha.
by an evil copy.
I'm so done with this place.
He
You can go have snack
he,
time if you want.
he dispels the magic on Squeagle.
You're-
Squeagle falls. He
You're
said,
fun
"Well,
to be around.
he said that is troubling." He's like, "What I don't really understand is that if you're telling me this now, how is that?" He says, "I'm very confused on how this all works," but he said that's interesting to say the least. He said, however, I am doing important work in here. I mean, we're kind of staving off, we believe, the end of the world. I don't exactly know why my invisibility spell failed, but he said, I really cannot be helping any group that comes in here, unfortunately. He said, however, you do have the book, so I guess I broke that rule 50 years from now. He said, that said, thank you for telling me everything that you've told me. And he checks something in his cloak. Something in his cloak starts to glow. He says, "Wait." He says, I'll try to get back when I can." And he
Wait.
literally disappears with Squeagle. Now that said,
I will stop him before he leaves. I will just say, wait.
yep. You have enough time. He's in the process of leaving though. But go ahead.
These books are important, and you should just, when you meet her, and she studies under you, just give Henri one. She's earned it. She's helped us, and you've seen that we're really powerful, and she does a tremendous amount for us. Just give her one.
I wholeheartedly agree. She is worthy of it.
He said,
Trust her.
he said, this is what I'm afraid that something has happened that is not, that not only was not supposed to happen, but he says, even I don't know the consequences of changing the timeline. And he's like, if Squeagle was supposed to die, maybe he was supposed to die. Like, we have no idea what we've done now.
It's not
And
just that he died, it's that an evil version of him was created.
He said, yeah, that is problematic considering Mystra, isn't it? He said, well, I guess that can't be worse than what you've done. Uh, he says, well, let's just hope that we didn't like end the world together. But that said, I will now be watching this group intently when I can, but I really do have to go. And he leaves. You can tell he's scared. He's definitely scared. But yes, congratulations, you guys have now changed things for your campaign. And they are gone.
Henri's fine though, right? Like Tyler didn't mess that up.
We'll have to see.
Tyler.
Probably not, Henri. Probably not. But this will dramatically change things. And
Tyler.
I mean, by dramatically, I mean it'll change things. And
Henri's not disappeared. She's fine.
no, exactly. Yeah, it will have changed things though. So
I'm watching you, Tyler.
now we have some retcons to make, which is why that's one of the advantages of the tomb. Tyler, so Kino's already done this. Kino's done this once already. So now Brother and Kino have done something else. So anyway, all right. But they were inspecting the gem, the glowing gem on this side.
So
That was a lot.
What was a lot?
We know him in the future.
Yeah.
You know him in a good way, or you're buddy
Yeah.
buddy with him?
Yeah. I mean, we know him. He's a business associate.
Of course, you in business.
In meta terms, for the people that don't understand, they had literally unleashed a literal hell on Faerun. Evil elements are one of the worst things that can possibly exist in Faerun. And whether they've done that or not, or changed things, remains to be seen, but that's what they're attempting to do. Because Elminster is one of the only things close enough to Mystra that could probably kill her, because Mystra trusts Elminster and is basically her lover. So that's what they're trying to undo right now. They accidentally did that. Gren is the one who actually did it, but
Yeah, Tom. Wherever you are.
anyway, so
Everyone write yeah at Tom in the chat.
Oh, he's watching somewhere. This will
all
get
right.
to him.
Okay, so back to
Gem and levers.
Levers, right. I'll get back to work.
I'll help him.
I'm just gonna go hang out with Pan and Gretna and Miracle.
I'll walk over there too and go look. That was a good thing because the whole reason I activated the mirror was to try and stop the whole Elminster thing from going down. So it's actually good. We kind of found a roundabout way to reverse that. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have to touch or mess with these skulls. I can't find any levers.
yeah. So the obstacle that you need to figure out right now is how are you going to get the crown and the staff off the thing, or you can always risk it and just try to manipulate things with the crown and the staff there.
So if I remember correctly, touching the scepter by itself doesn't do anything. Because it's when you touch the crown.
Except compel you to put the crown on.
Well, we saw.
It's a 1-2 punch. Remember that.
I thought he went.
Well,
I thought Eyes went for the crown, not the scepter.
Eyes did
Specifically.
so in a meta sense.
Eyes went
You would
for the
remember that Eyes
crown.
did go for the crown and not the scepter.
Amora went for the scepter and she was not compelled to put on the crown.
But
No,
somebody
but
already put on the crown at that point.
Yeah.
That's right. But Amora could not drop
Okay.
the scepter until she went through what she did. Remember that.
Okay.
You would know that, so that's why I'm giving it to you. But
True.
Hey, do
Yes.
I still have the
Mace in your hand?
yes, you still have the mace in your hand. You have not been able to drop the mace the entire time. Even when you sleep, you can't drop that mace right now.
There goes the sex life.
You know, if you play with that too much, you go blind.
Find that pit, and your ass is finding
Yeah.
the bottom of it.
I hear there's a crown that might fix that.
It's true.
You're really doing a damage to your reputation in these parts.
Only for you.
It'd be pretty funny if he picks up the rod with his other hand.
I can't. I have a shield.
World's best color guard.
All right. He's getting tired of the joke, so he's stopping work.
If you finish the work, you get 5 more minutes with the golden bird.
No, I don't care anymore. Fuck your bird. Fuck this. I'm done.
Please don't fuck the bird.
Please don't. Do not do anything to the bird.
Leave the bird alone.
The bird did nothing wrong.
Anybody got any candy? He likes candy. Let's bribe him.
We
So
could just
can
sit
I-
here forever.
I don't think I have any candy, unfortunately.
I think I'm fresh out.
There's other things in the room as well. It's not just the obviously the throne. There's something you'll have to remember what's going on with the doors, but there's these doors over here as well, and then of course there's whatever's going on.
I'm gonna take
There.
a walk and look. I'm taking a walk. And
This
look
is not
around.
here, by the way. Let me get rid of that.
I'm getting
This is
away from
obviously not
these
here.
chuckle fucks.
Pierre, just make sure he doesn't open those doors without you checking them first, please.
One day we shall also be
I'm right
bros.
behind them.
The doors have some funky stuff going on with teleportation, and we sent Henri's familiar back when she had a familiar, not a pseudo dragon.
All right, let me go grab him and tell him that real quick before he leaves. Erastus, wait up.
Nah, screw you. I'm done.
No. And I start walking after him. I tap him on the shoulder and relay the
Which direction
information.
do you go, Erastus? Do you go towards the opening?
I'm just walking away from the
Okay.
throne room, or I'm away from the throne, like down the corridor.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. Yep.
McMullen's just gonna stand guard, keep his eye out for weird things coming out of the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah.
I wanna.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just said I wanted to go to the spot where the wind comes in, and I just want to touch it and do my stone cutting on it.
Okay. Yeah, to try to pry it open.
No, not pry it open. Just touch it and get an idea of its history.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can.
Oops.
Are these pillars still have pictures and paintings of said person?
Yes, they do.
Oh, God.
Every single one. They're all hidden, but as you start to look through them, yeah, he's in every single one.
Are they all
I should
different?
say they. Yes, it's always hidden. It's like a Where's Waldo thing where he's always there, or she's always there. He's both.
Okay, but
Sorry,
it's not something. Sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Yep.
But it's not something that I am directly noticing, and it's not something that's
No,
taking
you are.
effect on me.
No,
Okay.
there's no effect, but you have you unsettlingly you have noticed each time you get a little afraid. But yes, it's definitely something that you're looking out for now, and yes, they're in every single one. No effect though.
Okay.
If I point one out to Seal, does Seal also see it in the mural?
Yeah. So if you would see it too, so yes, everyone can see it once you go through it. It's not an illusion.
I don't know if that makes me feel better or worse.
Worse.
All right. So what was your roll, Greta?
It was a 22. It's a 19 plus my proficiency.
Yep. All right. So you know that these stones were most likely quarried from around Neverwinter. They are just hard soapstone, and it looks like with enough force, maybe you could chip this away eventually. You just don't know if you'd ruin the mechanism behind it. But you know that soapstone can eventually be carved out.
Mm-hmm. Who put it here?
It looks like this must have been like this unfortunately is done by like magical means. It's a very complex way that this was built, so you're not exactly sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Normal men, it would have if normal men put it here, you would know this. If normal men or dwarves or whatever ended up making this out or going through it, it would have taken hundreds of them. 500, 600 people to get this built like this.
Okay. Didn't learn much.
Yeah.
I go sit over by Brother John.
Okay.
Brother, I mean.
Yep.
Sorry.
Brother, yep. And by all means, guys, take your time. Everything now gets complicated, and there's mishaps everywhere. So don't feel like you need to be rushed. Even if you take the whole session in this room or 2 sessions or whatever, that's fine. Just go through it and try to figure it out, I guess.
Oh, hold on, CO. The clerics are talking. Let me go over.
Huh?
Oh, it worries me when the clerics talk to each other. I'll
Yeah,
walk
Gretna
over.
and brother talking to each other. Yeah.
Why is
brother, what languages do you speak? Do you understand?
Now my level 8 stuff still transfers over, even though I'm still bopped down.
Do you have like magical did you get an extra language? I don't remember.
Yeah, I got an extra language in Prodigy on level 8.
Oh, no, then you wouldn't get it. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't actually have it. Yeah.
Let's look over to I only speak the languages of my form's creators. Dwarvish, Elvish, and Gnomish.
Did you say Dwarvish?
Yes.
Ah, good. And I start talking to him in Dwarvish.
Yep.
He'll return in type.
Shit.
And look pointedly at Kino as she approaches.
You can talk to me in another language. It'll be okay.
What's going on?
I pop up the helmet.
Yep.
I just say thank you to John, to brother. Sorry about that. For saving my life. And is Kino right there?
Yeah, he's
little
right
ways away.
next to you guys.
She?
He actually
Okay.
she walked right next to you.
As I see Kino like leave my side to go investigate, having relayed her concerns, I'm just gonna kind of park it in a safe area on the floor, kind of nearby. Just since I'm not really doing anything, and I'm going to try and subtly cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay, you can. Yep.
Cool beans.
Ritualistically, huh?
That means we have 10
No,
minutes.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
it's
And by the
safer.
way, you guys are going to be able, even it doesn't matter how subtle she is. If she's close to you and she's doing a ritual, you're both magic users. You're going to be able
Yeah,
to
we
figure
know
out
what
she's
she's
doing a
doing.
ritual. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
yeah.
Maybe some other time.
You know, she tried to burn the library too.
Oh god. No.
I like her
Lib-
more already,
Library should be burnt.
especially the evil kind.
Well, yeah, only the evil kind.
Did you succeed?
I'm not as forceful as you, let's put it that way. I do think
Luckily.
sometimes that I sometimes regret.
Regret, no.
Oh my god, no.
No, don't say that.
Why?
I don't talk to him while the people are around. I didn't expect to draw a crowd.
Generally speaking, people get suspicious when people try to speak to me in secret for some reason.
Huh.
But you're
Yeah.
a new cleric.
So, Kino, you understand Dwarvish, huh?
Yeah,
She doesn't. It's okay.
I don't. I just speak Draconic and Common and a few others.
Okay.
I'm a draconic.
Well,
Elvish.
Is Erasmus still slinking about in the background?
Yeah. Yeah, he walked away though.
As Sio overhears Gretna and brother doing their business, and they're not going to talk, Sio will go up to them and she'll just apologize. I'm sorry for being very obvious with that. Kino had just expressed concern about something, and I thought I could maybe assist in easing her concern, but I just made things way more awkward, so I'm very sorry.
Brother's very good with slander.
I only tell the truth, and you know that. I understand, and I forgive you.
I just know that I respect your privacy. I just thought Kino was on edge, which, granted, I don't know her as well as you, brother, but it concerned me as an ally, at least, if not a friend. So
I
thought I
understand.
could quell her concerns. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, Gretna. I'll respect your privacy.
Just know that when it comes to me, this form is a warning, if you will. Some knowledge is best left unknown.
Yes, and all the the scary wrath of Tiamat. Ooh, how you should never cross her. Yes, the stories.
you speak of your god lightly.
She speaks of many things of Tiamat lately. She herself doesn't understand most of them.
And at that, Sio will just apologize to Brother and Gretna again, and she is going to go find Erasmus. Because he's been wandering a little longer than she thought he would, so he is very upset.
Yeah, Erasmus, one thing that you've noticed when you started to go through in this direction here, the door has a light blue sheen to it, this door.
Okay.
Some kind of magical effect on the door itself. Sio,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's
go,
fine. You walk up to him.
I'll go look at the other doors too.
Yeah, it seems like this one has a purple effect, and then the last one has a gold-like effect.
Different colors.
So blue, bluish, purple, and gold.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit down.
Yep.
And just think.
Yeah.
That's all he's got.
Yeah, the other thing too, keep in mind, now that we're doing this in real time, or whatever. At some point, you guys need to take like 10 minutes or so and all decide when you're going to eat. That's the other thing that I didn't micromanage in the last group. But if you're going to be staying in the tomb, just keep that in mind. We need to start keeping track of our rations. So you guys will take like whatever time. And if you want to eat together, fine. If not, that's okay. But just take your time, especially in downtime where there's no combat or whatever. Just remember that you need to eat and take your rations.
And snack by breakfast.
Yep.
Just sit down with my back to everyone and snack on some crackers.
All of Pan's rations are Pocky.
Yep.
Mine are.
I was in the middle of eating a Pocky. Leave me alone.
Mine are like saltine crackers. Just very loud, and they echo through the whole room as I'm munching on them.
Yeah.
Seal will just
Does
go
that
up
work
and
for
sit
Pan?
on
Just the shaker of fish flakes.
Yep. And by the way, brother,
It's
just to be
sushi.
sure, you are not here the next session, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to be here the next
Cool.
session.
Okay, good. All right.
Meantime, I guess the clerics will just crack out the prayer books and share notes.
Yep. Okay.
I would say to brother that I'm sorry. Thanks for saving my life, and hopefully the curse that I removed is going to help people instead of, being a mistake.
I walk away. By the way, I've left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it will ultimately keep less suspicion off her. You're helping her more than us, but I understand your sentiment, and I thank you for what you've done. It was an important lesson for her to learn.
Kind of an important lesson for me too. Thanks.
Our path is never easy.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Then I'll just get up and I'll walk over to where Sio is.
Yep. Yeah, she's right next to
Erasmus. Now, when he sat down to think, she just sat down next to him. She didn't say anything. Just as long as she's next to him, she feels like that conveys to him that she's there and she supports him. So she's just kind of chilling.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll just ask for a moment of her time.
Of course, not a problem. I'll be right back, Erasmus.
All right. So you guys walk over to yourselves.
I'm also
Someone?
well. As soon as they leave, I'm gonna start ritually casting detect magic.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
And
I'll do whatever brother kind of leads me to.
Yeah.
I'll just sort of walk over to Quarter and just say, just very, very, very barely audibly, just pull the tip of your staff out. I'm going to peek something through the edge of my robe to where it won't be seen. Touch the smallest part that you can, and make sure no one sees you do it.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then you guys would be all the way over here. Which is which you will be able to talk softly, no one will be able to hear you, and you would be obscured, especially with the gym going off. Okay.
No,
Yep.
I'll do that. And I'm also going to take my book out as I do that. And I'm going to take Abel's name out, and I'm going to put brother's name in.
Okay.
And I'll start conveying with him using message. And I'll just let him know I do greatly appreciate the confidence and the willingness to assist. And what exactly is it that you're calling me over here for? The item in particular? And for reference, Sio is probably going to keep her rod up her sleeve on her forearm, attached to a like a strap.
Yep.
And then she'll gently like maneuver it when necessary to kind of peek at the end of her hand.
Okay.
And brother will just telepathically explain that it's very old, that we found it here, and it's been a very big help to our directional quality, we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so so he'll show you the item. If you touch the staff to it, CO, that actually unlocks your first part of the same thing that Elda did. You'll just have to tell me when you're free, and you can choose people to help you out. It can be whoever you want, as many people as you want, and we'll start that other process too. It just has to be the next time that you're free. This is in between our sessions. It's like you can talk to like Amanda has a video kind of. It doesn't have audio, but she'll go through it, and you can, like I said, you can choose whoever you want. Anyone can join her if they want to. It's just Sio has to okay it, and you guys get to go on that section of it once that's done. Now that you have an artifact.
Cool. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Like we can talk
I
about it
know,
after. I think we explained like kind of how it works,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun.
I may need another explanation because my brain is very, very
Yeah.
fried.
Oh, we can talk about it after the session if you want.
Sure, if you guys have time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the staff does go off with a brilliant light. Everyone's going to be able to see this. There's nothing you can really do to hide this. You wouldn't have known, by the way, because you've never touched an artifact before. And it does like swirling energy goes in and absorbs it. You get a feeling of elation, by the way. You also get a feeling of that you've not only done a good job, but that you get like this pretty harsh adrenaline rush. You actually feel proud of yourself, and then it's done. You're a bit surprised too, brother, to see the reaction. It had a decently powerful reaction to that.
Yeah.
She'll still use message, but she's gonna be kind of shook, and she'll immediately pull the rod after the whole sequence is done. She's gonna immediately pull the rod back into her sleeve and try to subtly situate it, make sure that it's secure.
Yep.
And she's just gonna kind of look at brother, kind of like excitedly, but also kind of confused. Did that happen often? With your
When I
boss?
know of your particular magical persuasion, yes.
That's good to know, but is that like this with things that are classified as artifacts?
Sorry, that's right. I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh, no, you're good. She's still kind of confused because Sio is very new to magic. So all of this is kind of hitting her at once, and she doesn't genuinely know like what artifacts are. Like she's piecing it together as the group continues, and she picks up pieces from all the magic users. So she doesn't really know what an artifact is per se.
Yep.
She knows it's from category of magical item, but she doesn't know how to ID them per se. And she's kind of worried about this happening next time because obviously she's trying to be subtle.
Yeah. Now, as the magic went off, by the way, neither of you have a high enough passive perception to know what's about to happen. However, the gem pulses through the room. Everyone sees this. Of golden light pulses through the entire room. The radius that goes through the columns, everything else. Both of you that are closest to it, by the way, go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh no.
And outside of that, regardless of what your throw is, the gem itself speaks to both of you. It's a soft female voice, and it says, "Here I am. Make a wish. Make a wish. Make a wish. Make a wish." Go ahead and give me your results on your intelligence saving throws.
Oh man.
15.
Okay.
Ooh, no, I did that wrong. Hang on.
Brother, you are compelled to walk 10 feet towards it, and you stop yourself as soon as you see the cindered, burnt out bodies going through here. You saved. Let's see what CO gets.
A 4.
You got a
Thanks.
4? All right.
You
Four,
said
That's,
four.
all right. So, brother, you get to make an opportunity. You get to make an opportunity like action as she passes through you, but she is clearly going for the gem.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I will grapple her away from the burn radius.
Okay. CO, make an opposing. So go ahead and make a strength check. CO, make an opposing strength check. Everyone can
Guidance.
see this. We don't have to move in initiative order, but real quickly, all at once, tell me exactly what you're doing at this moment right now.
I'm with the rest is doing something.
running towards them.
Okay,
I'm sitting where I was, where brother was, and I'm praying.
that's fine. Everyone else then goes through it. The only one that runs is Macmorn. Macmorn, you can double move to her.
Sorry, Pan
let's
as well
see.
will be running towards because he would have been waiting for CO to be done with brother.
Yeah. Well, as soon as the light went off, Erastus would have turned around and looked, and when he saw her going that way, he would have also just fucking booked it.
Okay, no, that makes sense. From here on out, what I'll do is I'll just count down. Just say it all at once. Don't worry about cutting each other off or whatever. I'll just say 1, 2, 3, and we can go through it. That's all we'll do it in the future, but that's fine. I think it's reasonable that Erastus would obviously run. Macmorn, you'll double move here, so you get to about there. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And you said Pan is going to run too, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get to right there. Okay, so what's your strength check?
Dirty 20 to her 18.
Oh, okay, so wow. All right, so
It was
you are grappling. You guys see that brother has her grappled, and he's holding her.
Yeah, and I'll
She's
just
trying to fight him off, and basically you're just pleading with brother to let you go so that you can touch the gem.
yeah, and
Do I
I'll
still
scream
hear it?
out, by the power of Bahamut, do not go near that gem.
Do I still hear it calling out, or was
You
it
do.
just
No, you hear it calling out to you. You know that this is so this is what's happening. You now know that you can make a wish on this stone, and you can't stop yourself from needing to make that wish, which is what it's happened. This was triggered by whatever spell effect went off. It looks like anytime you do like a spell around this radius, this may end up happening. As a magic user and brother, you would figure this out too. This is the most likely. So in a couple seconds, Erastus catches up. What do you want to do, Erastus? You as well, Pan. You're here too.
I would not go within the radius of the bone. I would go around
Yep,
the
you
pillar.
go around.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, that's fine.
And I will ask
All right.
brother if there's any way I could help with the situation.
I mean, both of you can theoretically also try to grapple CO, of course.
So I was
CO's
gonna-
now
I'm gonna grab
semi-helpless,
her-
so yeah.
I'm gonna grab her
Yeah.
as well.
Yep. Okay.
'Cause we
All right.
need to get her away from this as fast as possible.
Yep. All right. So
And
as you guys start backing up, once she gets to around here, the effect wears off, CO, and you can start to regain your composure.
what does it?
We now know what the range of that particular nasty piece to work in the corner is.
Do I know what happened?
You
And-
just know you don't actually know why you did what you did, but you absolutely do know that you really wanted to make that wish. And once you got a clear head, you realized how dangerous and kind of like scary that situation was, because you would have told them you were absolutely going to touch that gem and make the wish.
I know what wish? Was it something specific?
No,
or
no,
was
no, no, no. That
specifically-
you actually still get to make the wish no matter what. So you could have actually determined whatever the wish was. No, it doesn't actually compel you to make a certain wish. It compels you to touch the gem and activate it so you can make a wish.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
But both you and brother know that it has something to do with doing magic in the vicinity of that thing.
Yeah, I'll immediately call Kino over and explain what happened.
Yeah, and
Alright,
as
I
you guys
walk
start talking to, the color changes in the room again.
Oh boy.
Sio will very attentively be listening to what brother says
Yep.
because she doesn't exactly want everyone to know, and they've caused a stir, and now there's a lot of people around.
Yeah, it's this pretty awful purple harsh light that goes through it. Now perception checks are going to be a disadvantage. Even if you have like low light, anyone with dark vision though can still make a perception check at normal, but even low light vision is affected by this. It's some kind of magical energy that's piercing through the room, and it's hard to see now.
Give me
So
spotlights.
yeah.
How do you feel, Cio?
Yeah.
Is everything all right?
Yeah. No, brother was just showing me this item, thinking that maybe something in the Demonomicon might hint at a way to use it without, incurring that sort of effect. But I think getting too close to it must have triggered its ability. So I feel fine now,
Which
but I was really compelled to make a wish. It didn't say what, but it was just it was like my spell Domaturgy, where I can whisper repeatedly at someone. It was like that, but it was deafening. It was just that crystal trying to get me to come closer and make a wish. But I
Oh,
feel
I know
I
exactly.
feel better outside of its radius now.
Yeah, I was also beckoned towards it. Not as drastically as you were, but I know what you Brother, what item were you showing her that caused the reaction?
I believe
Or
you do know the one.
uh brother, you don't really that one?
You're embarrassed?
I didn't know you had it on you.
I mean, if it made you uncomfortable, I'm sorry.
No, I mean you could
I mean, I know it's personal to you, but
no,
I thought it would
pull
help
it out.
them.
Pull it out.
I
Come
mean,
on.
no, I'm sorry.
Come on.
No, if you feel that strongly about it, no, I
No.
won't show them.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'll mind your.
Cio's absolutely sending message to Kino and then brother and telling both of them, Ixnay artifact A.
So, alright, so the Demonomicon must have just caused it. But I mean, I wish you would, you know.
I was just trying to respect your privacy. I mean, I know these folks are new.
Look, I mean, I have nothing to hide anymore.
I mean, I know you're into bad dragons, but I thought I'd keep your secret safe.
I'm into all dragons, good and bad. Dragon
And
kind.
admittedly,
Gonna do.
TMI.
We're in trouble.
why do you say that?
Stuck in a room that's just got dark.
Everything about this place is cursed and evil. That's sort of just par for the course here.
So
Yeah.
shouldn't we use that get out of tomb free card? Because all we've been doing is sitting and talking and arguing and joking. And if we're gonna do this, let's at least
Take a vote.
take it seriously.
If you're voting, I will abstain because
As will I.
this is your fight and I'm merely a visitor.
Fair enough.
All right.
I wanna
Go
kill
ahead
the
and take a
bastard.
vote. Go ahead and take a vote if you guys want to.
All right,
What?
someone clarify what we're voting for.
Leave or stay? Should we stay or should we go now?
And then if you do use the gem, you'll have to then further clarify if you're leaving the Tomb of Horrors and want to go somewhere specific, or if you're actually going to Tovog. But yes.
Okay.
I think we should leave. I think that they couldn't beat this, and I don't think we can either. This guy is above us, but maybe we can come back one day. I didn't want to come here in the first place, anyways.
Also, just so you're informed correctly, it wasn't a matter of whether or not we could beat him. It was the fact that we had precious cargo that we wanted to make sure got attention before we fought the Demi-Lich. You know, I'll refrain from saying his name, but you know the
Yeah.
one.
Well,
Yeah, and by the way, for the record, guys, normally I would try to push things along, but in the tomb specifically, and from here on out, you guys can literally, if you guys take 4 sessions in a room, I don't care, because everything that we do now is kind of important in the sense that it has consequences. Even when you can come back to life, it still has consequences. So, and if you do leave the tomb, just remember all that goes away. When you leave the tomb, if you die, you die. So.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm ready to leave this tomb just yet. I think we should stay in here and do what we're supposed to do.
Now,
I agree with Pierre.
now, Pirvin, I don't know, you probably didn't read the note. So there's a note to go read. This is what the visitor sent you. The note basically says you can use the wishing stone, essentially, as long as you bombard it with radiant magic, to get to Tovog. That is the only way to truly defeat Asarak. The only way to truly defeat him is to leave, go to a domain of dread, find the sword of Cass, and basically break his phylactery, which also is in the domain of dread. So if you want to kill him permanently, that's the only way to do it.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with anything in the vicinity of Waterdeep and anything outside of where we were previously.
Correct, but you could also just use. But again, that's just a note that he gave you because you asked. You could totally use this stone to go to Waterdeep right now and forget all this.
I absolutely do not want to go to Waterdeep. I'll go anywhere else, but
Yeah.
there.
we could go to a Hoi Hoi.
Now, I would read the journal notes carefully before you make a decision. Is all I'll say. But anyway, everyone should do that. But yeah.
Hoi Hoi.
Yep.
You bombard the item with, just so I'm understanding
Radiant
right.
magic. So whatever that is. So by the way, in this case, healing magic also counts as radiant magic. But anything radiant, you have to cast while the person's making a wish. So you need to time it so that somebody touches the gem, they make the wish, it gets bombarded with radiant energy, which will be just enough so it doesn't do whatever it normally would do. And clearly, since there's a bunch of cindered, burned bodies around, there's that. But just read everything carefully, and then yeah. This is one of the best kept secrets within the Tomb of Horrors, by the way. That this is actually a canon thing in the module, but how anyone would ever figure this out, impossible, right? But yeah.
So to defeat it, we gotta go kill him.
So you want to go to Tobog?
I do.
I'd go with that too. So here's the thing.
All right, that's 2
Rastus,
votes.
we either stay here or we go to Tovog.
I mean, I'll be the one who makes the wish. I don't think I have anything radiant to cast, so
I have
do it.
healing.
I've got a radiant or 2.
We didn't try the thing with the skulls on the throne.
Yeah, but won't that just open up the wall behind it? I mean,
I just think that whatever we do, we should do it. I got a feeling that if we stay here too long, it's not going to get any better for us.
well, I think we gotta go get the sword, break the phylactery, and still come back here and kill what's left of him.
So you 3 want to stay. I want to go.
Well, either stay or go to Tovag.
I want to go home.
Okay, so Rasmus votes to go home. Pan.
I miss the sky.
Can I like wait and see what the rest of the group says?
You can. So Pan says nothing yet. Sia, did you vote?
Sia will voice that she will ultimately follow the group, but she personally does side with Erasmus.
Okay. Yep.
While she personally feels compelled to stay for the greater good of all society, knowing that it's an eventual fate and not one that her decision will immediately impact her friends and family in Luskin, she's okay with leaving, but she will follow the group as a whole.
All right, and then Pirvin and Miracle. What do you guys want to do?
Tovog.
Okay, so Pirvin votes for Tovag. Miracle.
So it's home, Tovag, or
Two
stay.
two people are going home, I believe, and there's 4 for Tovag currently.
So even if I chose home.
Well, no, because
three
Pandemonium
people.
hasn't also.
It's 3 against 2.
Then it's still
Yeah, it's 3 against 2.
tied.
Sorry,
Gretna,
not
it's
4 against 2.
Gretna,
Yeah, it's
Gretna,
3 against 2.
Pierre, and Mac going.
Yeah, it's 3 against 2.
Me and Co leaving.
Yep. See what happens, Pandemonium, when you wait, you become the tiebreaker, which is even more pressure. But anyway.
No. I guess I'd go with Tovag.
Okay, so it's on you, Pandemonium.
No, we
Do you want to
lose.
tie
No,
it, or
that's-
do you want to?
No, even if I vote for home, that's outvoted, isn't it?
No, we'd be a
It's
tie. Then we
It's a tie.
then we
yeah.
could flip. We could flip a copper on it.
Yep.
I would actually vote for home, mostly because I would be voting, not necessarily because I want to go home, but I'd be siding specifically with Erasmus and Cio.
Okay.
Like
we
because
don't-
they both chose the same option, I would just go with that.
Gotcha.
Don't we have 4 for going to Torvald?
No.
3 and 3.
Yeah, it's 3 and 3. So now that's fine. So I mean, you guys can obviously do whatever you want, but the fair thing to do, considering this is a huge decision, like it is actually a huge decision. This will change the campaign either way. We should probably do something that's fair, like a roll or something to see.
Wait, I thought it's Mac, Pier,
And
Miracle, Gretna going. To
Oh,
Torvald.
actually, I think that is right.
Oh yeah, Gretna.
Yeah,
Yep,
no,
hold on.
that was right. It is 4 to 3, I guess.
Oh.
No, it's 4 to 4.
Everybody forgot about me.
Wait, it's 4 to. So it's Cio, Erasmus, and Pan, right? That's the only ones that want to go home. Yeah, you guys are outvoted. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
Even if like he knew that before, even if Pan knew that before voting, they still would have voted with Cio and Erasmus.
Right. Yep. Okay. So you're outvoted, guys.
Yeah,
Well, you
fine.
could think of this. This is going to
I'm
maybe
2 for
get
2
you
being
home.
outvoted.
Yep.
I mean, by going to Torvald, maybe you still can get to go home.
Pirvin's gonna pipe up and say, since I've been out and come back to the tomb, the outside world is no longer what it was whenever we left. It's much worse.
Do tell.
Everyone keeps speaking in these
That
vague
was something-
answers.
Well, that was something to say sooner, Pierre.
From a meta perspective, by the way, everything that he's going to tell you. Now, keep in mind, Pirvin, that we are 50 years in the past, so it does really depend on when you get out. However, you know for sure that you got out now, and it's only been the time that we've talked about. That said, everything Pirvin's about to say affects Brother and Kino in their timeline. Go ahead, Pirvin.
Okay. I need everyone's like wholehearted attention, and I want you all to know that everything I did from the very beginning was out of selflessness to save the group. I never wanted anything to happen to you guys. I didn't want anything to happen to myself. And in the process of this, I made a deal with someone. Okay, and I look to Kino whenever I say this, and Within this deal, I was dipped into something along with my Sword of Broken Mirrors, and I became flawless. Let's just say that. Now, my morals have completely changed to the point where something so unbelievably evil would
Yeah.
be
Now,
entered. Go ahead.
and as you start talking about this, one thing I want to be very clear to you: you were compelled to do that by a god, and now you are back and clear-headed. So you do not need to change your alignment. I wasn't clear about that. Just so you know, when you start explaining this, your alignment may have changed on the outside, but now you're clear-headed, and it is back in. Anyway, go ahead. So.
Okay. The things that I've done while I was out there weren't truly me. I was under the control of said person. I was doing his wishes and I was doing as I thought I was supposed to be doing. Okay. With this being said, I created something that has become real and it has caused devastation across countless and countless cities. Thousands of people have died, and it's all because I wanted to save this group.
Kino takes off her halo. Which cities?
I'll give them to you if you forgot, Paraven. It's fine.
I did. If we needed to write that
That's
down,
fine.
and
All right. All right. Luskin, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, and Cormyr.
Oh god. What kind of devastation?
Oh no.
the
Now,
kind.
Paraven,
ahead.
on a metas too, because I don't know that I explained it. The devastation is still secret at this point. It's secret devastation in the sense that it's not like the entire city went away or whatever. But
Right, right.
okay. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
I.
What
Oh my
did you
goodness.
do to them?
I myself.
She's walking over to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I put my hand out to her, and I just said, "Just wait a second. I'm coming. I'm coming clean. I'm trying to go heart to heart with you guys. This isn't something I'm trying to continue. Oh goodness.
Sia will walk up and stand next to Kino, but she's going to grab her hand and kind of hold her where they are. But Sia is very obviously crying. Like she's not sobbing, but there are very hot tears rolling down her face, and she is very unhappy. But she's not gonna, attack Pirvin.
Erastus is oddly enough standing next to Pirvin.
Yeah.
Miracle would be standing by Pyramid.
Pan's gonna be standing by Sia, and is gonna put a hand around her, an arm around her shoulders.
Yeah.
You made a deal with a Chaos God to save us, and you only doomed half of Faerun, right?
I take out all my weapons and everything and I place them on the ground. And I said, I made a selfless deal with a Chaos God to make sure that everyone lived. But in the course of that, I didn't know what was going to happen. And now that I have a clear head about it, I'm beyond ashamed to the point where I've tried killing myself multiple times and I can't. Okay? This is something that I have to deal with and I can't right now. But I'm coming clean because that's who I am deep down. I just wanted to help everyone and this is the outcome. I'm trying to come clean about it, and over the course of the time I'm being out there, I created a cult. Okay, so this cult was a cult that was towards being as perfect as any person could possibly be visually, but with the most devilish things you could ever imagine. In the
Well,
process of that, it swept across nations and destroyed people to a core.
Destroyed him how? Like just killed him outright or did something else?
Made people so terrible that they were doing some of the most grotesque and disgusting things you could ever imagine. If
okay.
you want me to get into those things, I can. If you want the honest truth, ask.
What
I
is the
need to know
devastation?
what happened. What?
So,
did you do?
Pirvin, the details behind the devastation are even fuzzy to you. You assume, and you can tell them whatever you want, but you assume that at the very least, the death cult number, the thrill kill number is probably in the realm of 2,500 right now. So not like super bad, but at the same time, 2,500 serial killings essentially. Somewhere around that number.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This cult has killed thousands and thousands of people.
So,
You
It's-
killed him?
this doesn't sound like something you'd do.
It doesn't. It wasn't me. I was being controlled by the L person.
You saw what he was capable of. You saw the holds that they had on me, and yet you struck a deal with them.
It was never illuminated towards me to the fact that it was good or bad. You never told me anything about it. All you said is, "Oh, don't speak his name," like you were scared of him, and I was trying to
I was
fix that.
terrified of him.
And by the way, anyone that was down there with Pirvin as he made the deal, Erastus would have seen this firsthand. Anyone else, CEO, I think might have been asleep, but they knew a point blank that I mean, not only was Pirvin about to die, Erastus was also about to die. So you would
Everyone
know
was
that
about to
Erastus,
die.
yeah, theoretically, it could have taken the whole group out. Yes.
And now, instead of us dying, 2,500 people are dead across multiple cities. In fact, a few cities where my group is from, I don't even know what's going to happen when I return to my timeline.
Pirvin lowers his head.
CO is going to let go of Kino's hand, and she's going to slowly approach Pirvin.
I'm still not gonna look up.
I kick his weapons away.
She's going to take Pirvin by the collar of his shirt and shake him to see if he will look at her. But she's not saying anything yet.
No, I'm just like a rag doll. Go ahead and shake me. I don't care what happens.
I would die 1,000 deaths to make sure my brother and my kids are safe, Pirvin. So I'm not going to let you stand here and tell me that you did this for us. Because I would rather die here in this tomb than know that they could have been killed by murderers because you thought you were doing the right thing. Pirvin, I swear on the gods, if they are dead when we get out of here, I will kill you myself.
And Pirvin, unfortunately, you actually don't even know. You have no idea. You don't know because you don't know who she's related to or whatever. So yeah.
And she's just gonna start crying, and she's gonna shove Pirvin to the ground and just drop to her knees and start crying. Because that was the whole reason CO ever agreed to this, was she was saving up money to make a living for her brother and her family. That was
So
Mac Morn reminds
Yeah, and so
everyone that
Pirvin, if
it's
you want to,
Asterak.
you can compel to like try to tell the truth in this. You just don't know. CO, what I will allow you to do though is you can give him, I mean now or whenever if you decide to, you will be able to give Pirvin very detailed descriptions of these people, and at some point to answer. But you know he was also under the influence of a literal god, so it's going to be hard for him to know right now.
yeah, no.
Chris, I'm gonna text you in about 2 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, she's kind of in a state of denial, so I don't know if CO realistically would do that. She gets why Pirvin did it, but she would
Oh
genuinely.
no, of course. No. Absolutely. No. Keep going with your character. I'm just letting. This is actually more for Pirvin, just in case that comes up. So yeah.
No, she's literally sitting on the floor, just sobbing outright at this point. She's not talking anymore.
Yep.
And as Paravin's on the ground, he's just gonna shake his head and say he doesn't know who he's killed. He doesn't know how many people he's killed. He couldn't help that he killed people, and he couldn't help that he convinced others to kill people.
But you made a deal you didn't know the parameters to. With a chaos god.
Brother must be like laughing so hard right now. I didn't get your text, by the way, brother. Oh, okay.
I just sent it.
I'm from Cormyr.
Paravin's not gonna speak unless he's being directly asked a question.
You are going to fill up as many vials as brother has on him with your blood right now so we can hold on to him for our safety. Just in case your god decides to go on a little spree again.
He is not my god anymore.
All right. So as that happens, this is one of the ways, brother. So I'm very proud of you for that. I was hoping you would do this, so we didn't have to do the other outcomes. This is great. So brother walks over away from everyone else. For whatever reason, you guys see this like brilliant metallic light not only fill up the room, but it actually washes away the effect that's going on right now. So there's no longer any effect in the room itself. It does light up. You guys notice that there is a what looks like kind of like a literal like platinum uh almost like cylindrical tower around him. As this starts to happen, you get a couple sentences. You can either text them to me or say them out loud. But
Yeah, I'll text them to you.
okay.
I'm getting deja vu in this chamber.
Exactly.
I
Wait, so
instinctually
brothers-
cover my armor.
So, brother's intentionally doing this? This is a thing? He's
Oh
in-
yeah. Brothers definitely intentionally doing this. Unfortunately, it's very confusing right now. No one has any idea unless Kino says something. What's going on at all?
Yeah. That's
Let
chill.
him work.
I just zoned out for a second.
Yeah.
He's in control. CO is still crying.
Yeah.
So she.
So what everyone would notice is the purple fades from the room. Essentially, it lights up, and now there is this like very gleaming, like very small cylinder of platinum that has just literally encompassed brother in the center of the room, no less.
I'm so
Also,
tired of all of this.
Yeah. Anyway, as this goes through, I haven't got your text yet, but no matter what happens here, as everything plays out, depending on what brother does, that column is going to disappear and brother is going to be gone.
Oh, this man just said, LOL. I'ma head out.
Just wait.
Yeah.
I'm
All
I
right,
want
couldn't
to,
have taken me with him.
I want to
He just leaves.
approach this pillar.
Careful.
I'm just going slow.
Yep. Yeah, so he does leave. He does leave in an instant. He's now gone. Brother, I will give you are going to get a response to all that privately. So, I'll give that to you privately after the session ends.
Sounds good.
Yep.
He abandoned us.
In all fairness, brother didn't know that he was leaving this way, but
Well, I mean,
no,
the
you
rest
would think he
was-
abandoned
yeah.
you. You would definitely think he abandoned you, but yeah.
Doesn't make Henri look so bad now, does he?
Yeah, literally all you guys see is brother walk in the middle of the room. He puts his hand together, he gets on his knees, column of platinum surrounds him, and he literally leaves. However, he did theoretically dispel the magic around whatever was going on right now, but that's it.
Feather.
Yeah. So it would look like he abandoned you for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but did he steal any of our stuff? No, I don't think he did.
We never check him.
This
is
was,
the-
by the
I'm
way, brother,
keeping
this
the
was
orb
the
now,
best
just
way.
to fuck with you guys.
This was 100% the best way for you to leave.
I was
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I figured. I was waiting
There
for
is there because there are certainly ways that you could have left that will negatively impact you when you get back. This one will not, obviously. So
You could have waited and cast a radiant magic on the wish caster.
it. I
Though.
mean, you do have another cleric here.
yeah,
Mhm.
Erastus is visibly shaking with anger.
yeah.
But did I
Same.
not understand Peregrine say that he can't die?
He doesn't know if he can die now, but that's right. He did say that.
He tried to kill himself in a
Well, I think a little redemption, Pier, would be you make the wish.
Most likely, he can't take his own life. I wouldn't trust this man with a wish spell. I wouldn't trust him with a cantrip.
The way brother doesn't trust you.
That's true.
Pirvin gets up and starts walking towards the throne.
Okay.
Doesn't say anything.
Don't touch it.
Well, so you are in the. You can tell that he's walking towards the throne. What do you want to do?
I'll grab him by the collar.
Yeah.
And drag him back down.
I'll resist.
As soon as
Yeah, go ahead.
As soon as Theo, or not
Yep.
Theo, as soon as Kino grabs Pier,
Yep.
Aras is walking up, all of his might just shoving Kino as hard as he can.
Away
Okay.
from.
Yeah,
Away
away
from-
from him. And very angrily, his voice like shaking with anger, he's just gonna point a finger at Kino. You and your people touch my friends again, and I will put you through that fucking wall.
So he keeps walking. Are you double moving to the throne?
Yes.
Okay. Out of character, he was saving him, but Erastus doesn't know that. So he goes ahead and gets to here. You
He does
guys are
know that.
now engaged. No, of course you wouldn't know. So Mac, you're the only one visible to this that can do anything. Do you want to sit there and let it happen? 3, 2,
No, I'll
1. Mac,
use my command on him.
what
And just
command?
we did explain what actually goes on in that, so he would know.
Yeah, he does. Okay, which command?
Called.
This is having trust issues.
I
with
can
Group A right
force
now.
a creature I can see. It's got to be within 30 feet of me, though.
He is exactly in 30 feet of you.
Can use my reaction to force the creature to make a wisdom saving throw, and unless they save, the creature is charmed by me for 1 minute.
Okay.
Creature
Go ahead and make.
charmed has a
Yep.
speed of 0.
That's fine. Go ahead and you can also tell him to come back. Go ahead and make your wisdom saving throw. I don't think your modifier is very high, right? So what's your DC?
It's a
14.
14. Okay, spell save 14. It's actually higher than I thought. Yeah.
Does he make it with
do.
advantage because it's a charm effect?
yeah.
No, as a matter of fact, he can't be charmed.
Yeah, it's true.
He can't be charmed. However, yeah, actually, I don't even know if the
Is-
spell works. If
Is it Fey ancestry? Because that just means advantage on saving throws, not automatic.
You can't be
immunity.
put to sleep.
oh yeah, that's
Or
right.
be
You can be.
charmed.
Does it say specifically you can't be charmed?
I
It's
can't be
a-
put to sleep or be charmed by magic.
Is that right?
Oh, because you're a ladrin. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because he's a Lodron. Yeah, no, that's correct. So the spell will fail. You are in moving distance though. So as your spell
Yeah,
fails, you still
that
have
was
the
just
30
a
feet, but you're not.
reaction.
Oh, is it? Well, then you
Yeah.
can actually still grapple him. Wow, crazy.
Yeah, I'll grapple him.
You're gonna move 30 and grapple.
Yeah.
Opposing strength check, Pirvin.
Couldn't it be acrobatics if he chose it to wiggle out?
No,
17.
that's pretty high.
I got to get into the dice.
You might win this.
I just look at Erasmus
It's
and go,
strength. It's strength check.
Yeah.
I was trying
Sorry,
to
I'm rolling in
help.
the wrong place. I didn't mean to.
So tired of your people's help.
Watch what happens when I don't help.
No, I got a 13.
All right, so you wiggle away, so you're able to take your action now. Go for it, Pirvin. What do you want to do?
I grab the scepter.
Okay. All right, so you guys all see this look at horror as Pirvin grabs the scepter. As you do grab the scepter, by the way, immediately when you grab the scepter, the color changes again within the room. you are going to have to hold that scepter now for the duration. Here, let's see.
Let it end. Just let this be the end.
All right, and
You let him do it, Erastus. You have to wipe his ass.
all right. So
Magmorn, do not talk
so
to me.
at this point, so Gretna and Miracle are. You guys can have a reaction if you want to. You can double move, do whatever. You're actually within 30 feet, Gretna.
Mm-hmm.
Her movement's 25.
Oh,
Yep.
then you're one short, unfortunately.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Actually, wait. You're only 20 feet though. Sorry, I'm sorry. So you can't get to him. You know that what's gonna happen if he touches the crown. You know, which is obviously, I think everyone can meta this in the sense that that's what Pyravin's obviously going for. If he touches the
50-50.
crown, that's right. And then on top of that, you guys have no idea what's going to happen when he wears that crown, and you know that too, Gretna. And all you know is Kino and Brother have said, "Don't do it, no matter what." So
Every time they say something's definitely gonna happen, it's dissimilar.
No, you don't have to believe me.
yeah.
I think
Let's
he
see
does.
what
fine,
happens.
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you want to do, Gretna? Do you want to stay back or yeah?
No, I'm gonna try and grapple.
Okay, go for it. You're decently strong, so we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
Decently strong.
Yeah.
Give me a
So
second.
you've only moved once. If you grapple, you can also move at half speed away. You can try to move back,
So
but it's only going to be
try.
half your movement. Yeah.
That's a strength check or just a grapple
Strength.
attack? Okay.
No, he has to make you would make strength check and he makes an opposing one.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a new round, by the way, so you still have your opposing strength check, Pyravin.
Oh well, that worked. Great. That was a 3.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, you're not gonna. It's gonna fail anyway. So
I just like look at his pretty face and go, oh.
yeah, Miracle's the only one that's left, but she might not be. She might not be there. So, Miracle, are you there? If not, it's okay. You don't have to make an action. Okay. You have an action to make here, if you want to try to save Pyravin or let him do whatever he's gonna do.
Do I get an action as well?
Out of character.
You will next time. Yes, you will have an action coming up.
This
It's
could
new.
totally be positive. We don't know.
Yeah,
No.
you will. You will.
Certainly find out.
I guess so.
Yeah, this is how this chain of events works.
I need.
What is your range on command, by the way? What is it? Is it 60 feet? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you are. If it is 60 feet, you're in range. We'll see. But anyway, go ahead.
Wait.
Yep.
Wait.
Go ahead, Miracle.
Hold on.
Yep.
Oh no.
You can tell that Pyravin is literally about to commit. He's is atoning for his sins apparently and committing suicide right now. So
Don't do it.
Yeah. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the sheet up.
Pyravin, just on the off chance you do actually commit suicide, get another character ready because this is disintegration. You do not come back from this.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a game. This is literally permadeath. So yeah.
I just like stuff happening, man.
Yep.
Does everyone get a reaction at some point?
Yes, you will also get reactions as well. Matter of fact, you could have tried in the beginning. It's just that you were a little far away and distraught. But absolutely, you can.
No,
do you want to move up? Do you want to do one move so you have an action? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get to here if you need to. Otherwise, you're going to be within range of all spells.
Yeah.
He's going to be within your range.
Yeah, Sio absolutely was so distraught she didn't really care. But when she saw Kino go for him and she started actually paying attention, she's like, no. I am.
You did see Erastus free period.
Body check Kino and yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you've seen what he's done, though, you are going to be able to put two together and know that Kino was absolutely trying to save his life, and Erastus unfortunately was also trying to help his friend. Didn't realize that Pyravin was literally going to get the crown. So.
And he's having some trust issues right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shoot.
Which, but I mean, like, I didn't roll a strength check, so it's very possible that Kino could have just fucking charged me off.
Don't just assume, everyone.
No, because unfortunately he was actually trying to grapple. That's the problem. Like he doesn't actually get 2 actions, so you're just interrupting him at that point. So, and you're really heavy.
And I say to him, please don't do this. If that
Yeah.
could possibly help.
Yeah. If the next time, if you still try to do it, you're both gonna have to make a roll to make sure you don't touch pillars. By the way, but anyway, go ahead.
Is it possible to do an action like cast a? Oh wait, it's Miracle then me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Miracle goes first. Go ahead, Miracle.
My bad.
Hold person?
Okay, you can do hold person. It will make it so he can't grab the crown. You have to. That's a opposing one too,
Wisdom
right?
saving.
Yeah.
That's
Go
a
ahead and make
wisdom
your wisdom
save.
saving throw. Go for it, Pierre.
$14.
What's your
That
spell
is
DC?
a DC.
Okay. Yeah, Fairman's committed. All right, go for it. What do you want to do, Sio?
So she is absolutely casting Summon Shadow Spawn, Despair.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna, if possible, I can cast it within 90 feet.
Yep.
So she.
Yeah, you're in range.
Okay, she's gonna put it, if possible, to have Despair appear in front of Pyravan, blocking
Yeah.
his path.
Right, like right on the throne. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. And what does it do?
Despair, any creature other than you that starts within 5 feet of the spirit has its speed reduced by 20 feet until the start of their next turn.
It's still enough for him to pick up the crown, unfortunately.
I figured, but I didn't
Yeah.
know if that would body check him and he wouldn't be able to physically grab it.
No, he'll still be able to. I mean, unfortunately, he's literally on the throne, so he'll still be able to do the crown. If there's anything else you want to do, I mean, you would know this, by the way. It would help him to not move anymore, but he's still going to be able to like do whatever he needs to do with the crown. I'll give you an example. Let's say, and you would know this. Let's say Pyravan's going to put the crown on his head, and then he's going to just pick whatever thing and touch the crown to try to disintegrate himself. None of that will help you. That will
Right.
not do anything for that.
So since I said I'm casting the spell, do I still have to cast it, or can I?
Well, I would say that you would know all that, so that's why I'm clarifying it. Since you really know your magic well, you would know it's not going to work that way. Yeah. So you do not have to cast that spell, but you can.
Okay. Then yeah, Sio's just gonna get up and move as far as she can, and she's just gonna start yelling at Pyravan.
Screaming at him. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. If you really think that just killing yourself will make all of this go away, and that somehow you'll be atoned for your sins, you're wrong. The best thing you can do is live long enough to fix your mistake. And if you kill yourself this way, I will never forgive you, Pyravan.
Okay. All right. So Pyravan, you get to make. So I know we're not an initiative, but you get to make a decision based off that, and then we'll go back to what we were doing, like how people might try to stop you. So.
I'll turn around to the group with the scepter in my hand and said, "This is all because of me. I've ruined everything, so why not just end it now?"
It's not gonna fix anything. It's not gonna undo what you want to undo.
At least make your death worth something.
If you live, you can try to undo what you want to undo. But if
By
you die here,
myself, I'm gonna live by myself and do this by myself.
I will let Kino go.
With us, you idiot.
Well, actually, the way I did it, you didn't grapple Kino. By the way, you just body checked him or her. You just body checked her away, so you weren't. She wasn't even grappled. So yeah.
Come to Tovag with us.
Why would any of you want to help me now? Even though I come clean about everything, and I
Well,
was still genuine to everyone.
You fix it. That's what you do when you make a mistake.
I can't live like this, man.
Live long enough to fix it. We'll work after we fix it. We'll play it by ear until then.
Can we use the wish to go back?
You can use the
time?
wish to literally do whatever you want. That's right. You have a wish. Now, I would read it very carefully, the notes, but you absolutely have a wish.
I'm
Yes.
trying to find the notes. I can't pull them up. I don't know
It's
why.
in game chat too.
Discord.
Yeah, it's in Discord game chat too. It's the paragraph.
But I mean,
yeah.
couldn't we use the wish to go to Torvag before Pyravin stuff happens?
Couldn't we use the wish to permakill Asarak?
You can try. Wish is somewhat limited. You can
Okay.
actually use wish to kill people. You absolutely can do that, but it does depend on the entity.
Okay.
Yeah, but wishes you can absolutely use to have someone dead. Unfortunately, you guys just have never used wish, so.
We could use wish to undo everything Pyravin's done.
But by undoing everything I've done, you're going to make it worse.
Maybe-
My outcome of bad of what happened isn't as bad if it didn't happen. That's out of meta. I apologize.
Let's
Right, but if we go back in time and kill Esarek before this happens, you won't have to make that choice.
If would you kill Hitler as a baby?
Yes.
Kill baby Sirac. Guys, what if we just go back in time even further and not come in here?
That would be bad.
In fact, that's what we'd be doing because we wouldn't have to come in here because Sirach would be dead.
Now, you're not sure, by the way, and I'm going to meta this for you. Wish is a one thing only. It's not like you can say, hey, I want to go to Tovag and go back in time, or go to Tovag this thing. That's two wishes. So just keep that in mind. You can go to Tovag, you can go back in time, but if you go back in time, you can't specify. Wish is a very tricky thing.
We might be in this exact spot, but 50 years in the past, and in which I feel like would still be this exact spot.
Yeah.
And sorry for taxing
I was
you.
hoping we could say, can we go, Torvag in, 132?
Yeah, but it does. You'll try that and you'll see. Also, if you read the journal entry that he put there, there's something up with the wish anyway. So.
Yeah.
Sorry for tackling you, Kino. I kind of got emotional.
Kino just doesn't break eye contact with Erastus, points at Pyravin, and just yells, "Kneel," in a different voice than you've heard her speak.
Yep. Yep. So Kino casts command. What's the does he have to roll opposing on that?
Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Go for it.
I thought someone already tried to command him.
Yeah, I thought
Yep.
Mac tried it and it was
A
determined.
different spell.
Yeah,
A different spell.
because
Yeah.
Oh,
This
I
one
thought
Yeah,
is-
different spell, and he just failed. Honestly, Pyravin's actually been outrolling every single one of you. So
yeah.
So that's the thing. Like
He's on
Pyravin,
a roll.
honestly, if you hadn't said what you said, Pyravin was picking up the crown next
Well-
thing. I mean, that was Pyravin's decision, but he could have totally done it if he wanted to. So,
14.
all right. So he saves.
Oh my
Pyravin's
god.
saved through everything. Yep.
I will glare at Erastus. And
Even
not say
though I saved, I am
Yep.
still gonna hear out his words and fall to my knees.
Okay. You know your spell doesn't go off, by the way, but anyway. Yeah.
I get up. I brush by Erastus.
Yep.
And I
Sorry.
drag Pyravin by the collar down the steps
I'm trying to hurt him.
and throw him on the floor.
Do you oppose any of this, Pyramid, or no?
I don't, and as I do, I
Okay.
just, the whole suicidal thing just end me.
Don't think you get out that easy. You have a job to do. If you do this, I'll kill you myself. But first, you finish the job.
How do I even finish this?
You don't leave us.
So who's got this wish stone?
It's
So the
just sitting in
Wishstone-
the corner.
It's in the
So here's how the Wishstone works. It's on this pedestal right here. It's a giant glowing stone. It's got these charred bodies all around it. These are skeleton charred bodies going through it. If you read the notes, he kind of explains how this goes down and how to properly do this. But he does talk about the wish itself in the notes.
Yeah. Gretna, you might want to start pumping some energy into this because we need to do something.
Wait.
Every time we
We
stay
all
in
have
one
to do it.
every time we stay in one spot, we turn against each other, or something awful happens.
You have to time it. You can't just pump it into the stone before he touches it. You have to do it as he does it.
Well, then let's
Right.
just do it. Let's go to Tornag or Tovag or whatever. I don't know, but let's just do something because if this tomb doesn't kill us, if Acererak doesn't kill us, we'll kill each other.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
And by
I
the way,
do.
as you guys start going through this, and Erastus, with your intelligence as
Everyone
well,
hates each other.
I mean,
No.
what you're saying is also starting to make sense as well. It is very possible the tomb is actually set up just for this. Maybe this is the whole reason why the engine works the way that it does. Maybe this is the design. The design is to cause exactly these scenarios on top of killing people.
Everyone just is sad and angry all the time, and hate it.
Doesn't end with the tomb.
Pier, do you want me to touch the stone, and do you want to do it?
I'm
I
tired.
don't mind.
I'm tired of the cryptic half answers and the pronoun game. I just want to do. I want to be moving forward.
I'll take the responsibility if people don't care.
Okay. All right. So Pirvin's gonna touch the
Don't
wish
let him
stone.
do it. I'll
So
stop him.
Pirvin, you do get the wish, by the way.
I will
Okay.
stop Pirvin.
Okay.
We don't know when he's going to jump back in your head. You don't get a wish.
He's not gonna jump back in my head. It's over with. It's done with. Only thing I'm dealing with now is how to fix it, and I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm acting the way I am.
Look,
How do you know that?
I trust him at his word. And call me
Really?
full. Yes. Yeah.
The man that killed the Sword Coast, you're going to believe him?
Yeah, he told us. Look, he might not think that he's got the best intentions, but I feel like no matter what his intention, he would communicate with us plainly, whatever he was going to do.
Do you want me to zone of truth then?
No, that's not how we
Okay.
need to operate.
It probably won't work anyway.
Calm down.
I think we need him in the future, so here's a good way to find out if we can trust him.
Yeah. This is the start to his atonement.
Okay.
A miracle left.
Okay. That's fine. So, all right. So, so essentially, this is what you'll know. Everyone with radiant magic has to cast while he's doing this, and you have to time it correctly. Everyone's going to have to be within the radius as well. You all have to be close to him while this happens.
If we use healing, is it also on the stone?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to do the yeah, exactly. Healing will count as radiant in this case, and it has to be cast on the stone itself. That's right.
Okay.
And then I need to know. So you don't get much time. You literally get, once you're ready to do this. I literally give you like 5 seconds. The wish just has to come out as it's coming out. Like you just have to say whatever, and then we go from there. Yeah.
Hold on
Who's-
a second.
Of
You
course.
have to
yeah.
wish to go to the city of Torgorak.
No, you
Tovag.
don't.
Tovag. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't
the
wish for
city
that.
of Torgorak.
No.
What do we wish for? Kino, what?
You wish for all of us to get transported safely to the city of. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying it absolutely correctly.
It is Tovag. Tovag.
Tovag.
Yeah.
Pirvin, please. I'm trusting you.
Yeah, but it says specifically, wish yourself into the city of Torgorak in Tovag.
Yes, wish for
Oh, I'm
all
sorry.
of us.
I'm sorry. The domain is
Right.
Tovag. You're absolutely right. God, wow. That is exactly right. Macmorn is correct.
Torvarak, correct?
Even I messed that up. Yeah. Yes.
T-O-R space.
Chris, you really should read the note.
G-O-R-A-K.
Yeah, I know the one I wrote. I know. Jesus. I don't know why I thought the city was Tovag. That's retarded. Yeah, Tovag is the domain.
I want to believe that you're not the person you say you are, and you didn't. Those things aren't you, so don't make me regret trusted a lot, and I've been let down a lot.
Okay.
But it'd sure be funny if you leave the turtle behind.
Did you say that out loud?
I whisper it to Pyramid.
I have a passive perception of 18, and you're 5 feet from me.
Yep. No, you would hear it.
I say it in deep speech.
No. You would have said it in common. So anyway, so when we are ready, feel free to talk about this. Is an important thing, so feel free to talk about it from whatever. But when we're ready, just know that you have 5 seconds, and you're just going to make that wish, and then we're going to go from there.
I told everyone that everyone hates each other.
And Chris, you said that Tovag is the plane or
The domain.
The
It's the
domain.
domain. It's the domain of dread. The city is the city. Tovag is is that specific domain of dread. Yes.
All right, so look at this wording. Everyone. I wish for everyone to get transported safely to the city of Torgarath within the domain Tovag. Does that sound good?
I think it should be everyone in this group.
Everyone in the group. That's
I
a good
feel
point.
like it should be everyone's name. I don't know if that's going to clarify.
And Henri.
All of Group A and Group B.
Don't do this. That would be bad.
Hey, include brother in the wish too, so he shows up there with us.
Oh,
That would be
Actually.
really funny.
actually, that's not a bad idea.
Please make Gage play 2 characters. 2 very different characters at the same time.
Wait, why would I play 2 characters?
I wish
Is it
Vin
all-
was here as well. Let's get Vin in here.
If we incorporate all of Group A, so that's
Is this a
Ebron.
genuine possibility that we can do?
You can definitely do the wish. No, I'm not going to stop you. You can do whatever you do with the wish. You will see how the wish works. But yes, you could theoretically, if you wanted to, wish everyone from both groups into there. You could theoretically wish everyone from a city into there. I mean, you could actually say, I'd like to bring all of us in an army to this or whatever, and we'll just have to see what happens. But yes.
Oh yeah. I wish everyone from Group A and Group B was at Torgarath.
That's what we were saying, because you'd have to, everyone,
Yeah.
Group A would have
I'd have
to.
to play. Yeah, we'd have to play. Me and Amanda would be like schizophrenic for a little bit.
I was about
I
to
could
say,
have a conversation with myself.
yeah.
I'd be
I
having a
mean-
stroke during that entire time.
I think you already have conversations with yourself.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Alright.
Are you guys
Alright.
ready for this wish?
All right.
Alright.
Wait, hold on. So we're saying I wish for the members of this group, naming everyone by name, to get transported safely to the city of Torgarath within the domain Tovag.
And Henri.
Safely.
And Henri and brother.
Correct.
And Abel.
Correct.
And Grin.
Correct.
To safely be transported. And my dragon!
Safely.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, name the
you
dragon.
will need to mention the dragon. I was
My
waiting
dragon.
for that.
I'm not leaving Kiri behind.
I'm assuming Bimmy will go with me since he's technically.
He is.
Property?
Bimmy's different. Yeah. But
Tyler, I swear to fucking God, if you don't tell them to mention Butterball, I'm gonna kill you myself.
And the Council of Teldore.
The Arcane.
Tyler,
By the way, who's on the Council of Taldore?
Ooh, another one just died.
Exactly. Then we'll know, won't we?
Yeah. Now, I will say this, no matter what happens, no matter how this goes, and there is a solution for this anyway, but you can wish as many people as you want. Obviously, only the people that can actually play on Monday will be able to go
Right,
there. You won't be
right.
able to go there. Things, but on top of that, it's not going to matter so much. You'll see that there's other things too. But just know, like for instance, if you wish brother and brother can't play, it's not like brother will be there, and no one's going to be playing brother. But anyway, go
I
ahead.
wouldn't. Past this bit, I wouldn't actually wish for them to bring brother in. Like, I will go because I am here, but I would not want them to pull anyone out of Group A unwillingly for this wish. I will stay in character.
I mean, Abram would probably go.
Let it be known, Pierre, I think you're on the road to redemption, but I, not for a second, trust you with this wish. I think anyone else in this party is better at making this wish right now.
I think everyone's scared to make the wish.
I'll make the wish.
I'll make
Let me be the bearer of any negative actions behind this.
You don't get to be the bearer.
That should be somebody who can't cast magic.
I can cast magic that's touch. I can cast 35 points of healing on the orb as soon as I touch it, so it'd be perfectly in sync with when I touch it. Lay on hands, level 5 would be 25 healing points to it. And Chris, just so I'm getting this right, I would be able to cast Wish and do it at the same time?
No.
Never
No, you
mind.
wouldn't. Yeah.
Disregard everything I just said.
Yeah.
I think Pirvin should be the
Yeah.
one to do it.
You wouldn't know that, obviously, but yes, that's right. Yeah.
Allow me to redeem myself.
You have
Give
a lot,
me a chance.
you have a
All
lot
right.
of elements to make up, so why
Okay.
not?
Do it.
All right. Let's go. Let's go ahead and go through it because it is coming up at the end of the session, and this is a good place to
You might-
resolve it. And we are going to have a little bit after
do you
this,
mean?
so
It's only.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we end at 10:30, don't we?
yeah. We end at 10:30. Yeah.
I'm getting confused with the other group where you get to like 11:45.
Yep. All right. So we'll go ahead and go through this. I'll count to 5. Make sure everyone said their piece. Everyone's at peace with this, and we'll go.
Before we leave, Pierre, did you pick up your weapons you threw down?
No, I go pick up all my weapons and then do
Okay.
what I do with
Now,
them.
Pirvin, you cannot drop the staff. You are going to keep the scepter in your hand. It's in your right hand.
Okay.
So, yeah.
To clarify, before Pirvin makes this wish, at the start of him making the wish, as soon as he touches the crystal, we use our magic, or we wait until he finishes the wish?
No, as soon as he does, while he's doing the wish, so it has to be in tandem. Otherwise, you're probably going to turn into a pile of bones with everyone else.
Oh, that's no
Yeah.
point. So
I mean,
we-
that's what you would think. That's what you would think is what I'm saying. Because there's a bunch
We're
of
all gonna,
yeah.
we're all gonna
Yeah.
die.
Chris,
Uh,
would I know anything about leaving certain places with certain items in character?
No. I mean, not in this case because it's so. I mean, you're using wish, so. But theoretically, you would think to yourself that there shouldn't be an issue. I mean, you're literally using wish to do it. The
I
most
meant
powerful magic in Faerun, so probably fine.
I meant leaving the effect of leaving somewhere with the scepter.
No, you wouldn't know. So exactly, yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You can't use absorb elements to capture radiant energy, can you?
I don't think so, but you can try still. You can still try if you want to. Yeah.
I want
Okay, so for time's sake, can we all just agree whenever I say everyone, I am saying everyone's name?
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
everyone in Group A, or just Group B.
Everyone in Group B.
Yeah.
You got me, and that's more than enough. I'm the leader after all.
I don't
All
know
right.
if I believe that anymore.
I don't
All
believe
right.
it either,
So
but
are
it's
we gonna
alright.
go and we'll do your wish and we'll
Do
go
it.
from there?
Do it.
Okay. So tell me real quick, who's casting what?
Casting Guiding Bolt.
Yep. Kino's doing lay on hands, I believe, right? Kino?
I'm doing lay on hands on the thing at the same exact time they're casting the wish.
Exactly. Anyone else have radiant?
Cure wounds at 2nd level.
Perfect. Okay.
I got nothing with radiant.
That's fine. Yep.
Cure wounds at 3rd.
Okay.
I have glance at 3rd.
Oh, that's
Wait, is it-
fortunate. So
hmm.
you have cure wounds at 3rd too?
No, I have Dusk Glance, which is my
Oh,
only.
dust lance? Yep. Awesome. Okay. No, that's actually pretty good. Go ahead, just for people who roll damage, go ahead and roll damage.
Is anyone else doing
gonna auto
touch
hit.
spells? Is
So
anyone
shut-
doing touch spells on the item?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
cure
don't.
wounds is touch.
Cure
Yeah.
wounds is touch, but yeah, I have to touch it either way. So
That's
we can
fine,
just
yeah,
we
that's
can like
okay.
dogpile our hands.
Exactly. You
Uh,
totally can, and you're gonna be smart and let Pirvin touch it first anyway, so it's fine. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. All
Oh,
right,
we
Pirvin.
rolled-
All right, so everyone says that. I'll go ahead and roll now. We'll find out what the thing is so we can resolve it. Pirvin, what's your wish?
I wish for the members of this group and myself to get transported safely to the city of Torgarath within the domain of Tovag.
Okay. As he does this, so the wish goes off perfectly. Everyone sees that you get transported safely to Tovag, which I will show you in 1 second. However, it is very, very clear to you, Pirvin, that the minute that you touch this, something is horribly wrong. The wish goes through only because it is overloaded by radiant energy. However, I need those numbers now, and then we are going to see what happens to
It
Pyramid.
was
25.
It was so 25, 35.
Yep.
I did a total of
47.
21.
I've
Okay.
got another. I've got another 6 on that. So that's
Awesome.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're one. Yep.
We're at 74.
74? Wait,
Yeah.
so 35. Right. 74 damage, and then what's the healing? 35.
Yeah. I rolled an 11.
That's fine. So 35, 11, and what was yours, Gretna? What's your healing?
It's 10 plus all the things I got, so it's 16.
Sorry,
16,
my
okay,
healing was 15, not 11. I forgot
Okay.
to add the thing.
All right, so 1 6. Okay. All right. Is there anything else? All right. Pyravin. So Pyravin, it is a devastating thing that ends up happening. Every single magic item you have ever touched and attuned to is immediately obliterated. So the staff that you're holding, thankfully, but everything else, including your rapier, is literally obliterated. And as you get into this domain of dread, it funnels up in what looks like burned out radiant energy. You have lost every single magic item you have. And this was always going to happen to the person that did wish. Thankfully, you weren't killed outright, because that was also a possibility depending on how much radiant damage went into it. However, everyone, when you wake up, has teleported safely. And by the way, everyone will know that Pyravin sacrificed every single magic item and weapon he had. You are going to wake up safely into a very eerie, twilighted, very busy, bustling city that you automatically feel like despair and fear and a little sick as you like wake up your eyes, and then we'll leave it from there, and then I'll have a bunch of stuff to show you next session and go through. This is so from a meta perspective, a couple things. This is a actual real second edition module that we are about to play through that is just as big, if not bigger, than the Tomb of Horrors. On top of that, it is absolutely one of the darkest modules ever written. This domain of dread is absolutely like it's punishing and challenging. It's I think it's amazing, but it's actually even darker than what you guys have been playing currently, just so you know. On top of that, it was not actually built for this. It was built to challenge Vecna directly. But anyway, that's what we'll be going through and doing. So this is very exciting for me. It's going to be obviously highly modified, and I'm going to make it my own and do all that stuff. But I did not expect that we would ever play through this, so this is fun. But
yeah,
so we're out of the flame.
You are literally out of the Tomb of Horrors right now,
No, we're
inside Tovok. Yeah, in the Domain of Dread.
We're out of the flames and into the fire, or out of the whatever and into the fire.
And I know that it's actually really ironic, because D&D just announced that the brand new supplement book is actually going to be Ravenloft, and Ravenloft is not Barovia. It's just the Domains of Dread. Like, this is one of them. It will also be in that book, and I do have some advanced stuff that I can use in this anyway, which is awesome. And then on top of that, you'll see how these are flavored, because it is very much like, this is not the Barovia monster movie Strahd nonsense. It's the real deal Domain of Dread. So I look forward to next time. It'll be fun. So
did we
As
level?
yeah, once you guys wake up, your books are going to vibrate, but you're going to have to take a short rest. But this is definitely level worthy. So
Okay.
A short rest or a long rest?
a long rest. I mean, I said
Okay.
short. Yeah, a long rest.
Just checking.
But yeah,
Okay.
very, very exciting. Interesting choices all around. So
Clap.
now, by the way, Pyravin, so you know, if it didn't have destroyed all your magic items, you were going to be permanently blind. You cannot leave this room with that staff, or it permanently blinds you.
yeah.
The only way to cure that permanent blindness is to literally kill you and bring you back to life. So, which wasn't going to happen anyway. So, so that's just a happy accident, thankfully for you, because obviously no one intended to like pick the staff up and do the wish. But otherwise, you would have definitely been permanently blind, though. But it sucks you lost all your magic items. That's almost worse than death for a lot of people. So, Kino, could you imagine if you did the wish? You would have lost everything.
Oh,
You would have lost
yeah,
literally
that would have been
everything.
bad.
Oh, that would have been great.
You should have let me do it. I don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is
That would've been
definitely an attunement thing. Like Pirvin lost an awesome item.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to let you guys know that I had to do that just so Pirvin could go through this whole process of becoming Pirvin again. And I hope there's no resentment towards me as an individual, but as we continue to play, I hope you see that Pirvin's actually trying to fix this.
And by the way,
I like it.
yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully that is not the case as well, because no matter what happens with this or anything going through it, I want people to understand that hopefully no one's taking any of that personally. By the way, I do think, and I will talk to Miracle. I think suicide's a bit of a trigger for her because she texted me, so I'll talk with her about that. No one did that on purpose. I couldn't have stopped it either, so it is what it is. But just know that. Yeah, hopefully everyone realizes. By the way, so you did an amazing job. I honestly want to give you inspiration because you actually did an amazing job acting that out. But we'll find a better way to put that in. But the intensity, all that stuff. Personally, I love that. That's what I like. I know not everyone does, but I thought you guys did an amazing job.
Yeah, I thought that was really
Yeah.
good.
Don't be mad at me, please.
Sio, that was amazing. You got some acting chops.
Yeah.
I did not think, because you didn't bring that up, and I'm like, if this man mentions Luskin, Sio's actually gonna have like a break.
And by the way, Pirvin, honestly, the other thing
Couldn't
that's
listen
great
to
about
it,
this, Pirvin doesn't know, like Pirvin, the character, and also just the person playing Pirvin, like he had I mean, he has no idea. On top of that, he was totally compelled. On top of it, like I feel very bad for Pirvin because it's like Pirvin started off making choices, but so the group knows from a meta side, he was literally influenced by a god. He cannot win that fight. So especially this god. So it is what it is. But and he did theoretically save everyone, by the way, for
Yeah.
sure.
So, and also from a meta perspective, so everyone can kind of rationalize the decisions Erastus chose to make. He's had no friends ever, and everyone just makes fun of him everywhere he goes. So he'll do almost anything to protect anyone he considers a friend. And Pirvin and Sio have and Gretna to a degree, have consistently been kind to him this entire session. So he
And
will,
Kino.
yeah, well, every
Why who said that?
Kino has been, but every time someone from Kino's like all the arguments with Kino and brother, like he was very like he felt like there was a lot that wasn't being said because things were vague, and I understand why they were vague, but he doesn't. And then brother was saying a lot of things about Kino that made him question. So
Well, we have the telepathic link now. I could give you some pretty direct information if you want.
yeah, he just he considers Pirvin a friend, and he just didn't want anyone to get hurt, and he felt like someone was gonna get hurt.
Well, I was very after you did that. I was like, no, it's fine. You can see what happens when you don't let me help, and I was just ready for that to fail and just see Pierre. If Pierre didn't just in his like by himself
I'm glad
kneel down.
someone did stop him. Yeah, that was.
Oh, it would have definitely been a
He
permanent
wanted
death.
to end his life.
Like the other thing as well, that's the one thing. Like if Pirvin had successfully killed himself in another way, it would have reset things. You guys would have gone all the way back. We would have done exactly the same mechanic that you've done when you died previously. Kino's never done it, but all of you had. But the staff is a permanent death. It's 100% permanent. You disintegrate, that's it. You're gone forever. So, yeah.
So that
would have been
laugh,
permanent.
whenever you guys go through it, won't be there.
This
Not
is
only
gonna be a hell of a
not only
dream.
that, I was about to say you have now changed something. It's going to be very interesting because spoiler, the staff will still be there no matter what. That's the way that these things work within the tomb. Sarek doesn't have it doesn't matter. I can't go into it. You'll eventually learn all this if you fight a Sarek, and afterwards it'll explain all of it. But that said, releasing that level of magic as you left absolutely does do something. So, and as a matter of fact, you cheated the wish stone on top of it. Sarek will know that. You literally this is set up as one of his easiest kills, and every single kill that he goes through actually has a hidden mechanic behind it that you guys never get to see that empowers him in some way or does something else, and it actually affects everything. That's why I'm actually shocked the tomb was never even like written so that you could die multiple times, because there's a very cool thing that goes through, and I of course had to expand it given what I think Zarek would do here. So anyway, long story short, that does change things. But anyway, so
I'm glad we got that moment, and
Yeah.
we didn't have to argue about it,
yeah.
and we could
The
just let it like dynamically and confrontationally play out.
That's the other
Yeah.
thing I wanted to mention. As long as everyone's good with that, because I only interject because I know that people can get like, you know, it's like not everyone has fun doing that or whatever. It could even get worse within the domains of dread or whatever. I am just going to let that stuff play out. Hopefully, everyone is at a point where that's fine, and we just want to have awesome, dramatic, dynamic game moments. So I will like I will like just let all that happen going forward, and we'll just see how that goes. But
For,
um, yeah,
yeah, and for I mean, like out of all that for Erasmus, probably the most thing that's gonna stick with him the most was Macmorn suggesting that they leave him behind.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but Shane, you did. I think you nailed that, and it was a lot of fun playing through that. And
I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
it was a lot of
yeah.
conflict, but that's
I
what
like
I
no,
caused.
dude,
I
Yeah,
had
I
to.
liked it. I liked it.
yeah,
you should see Group A.
Yeah,
yeah.
you
There's a lot of that.
you would like Group A.
Gage, you
Yeah.
should know that if I was wearing my goggles, I would have stopped Peregrine from making. I would have beat him
Goggles.
on his roll.
Gauntlets.
The gauntlets.
Oh,
Oh,
gauntlets. Oh,
gauntlets. Yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah. So I mean, it worked for him that you weren't. But
yeah.
then you suggested that everyone leaves Gorassus behind, and he heard you say that.
Yeah.
The only point of
I
what
did
I
foresee
did, what
that
I did was
it would be
to get a point
funny.
across.
It would
What?
be funny. I started that sentence with.
Yeah, but in all fairness, Erasmus is able to process that. However, but yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, yeah, I know you're joking, Macmore, but if you actually think about the reality of that, like, what if you did leave Erasmus behind, and that's Erasmus, and he's just left behind, and he's in the Tomb of Horrors by himself, and you guys are gone. That's what I think Erasmus has to process. So
But I
yeah,
knew Peregrine was his friend and wouldn't leave him behind.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
When I
Yeah.
made that wish, if I wouldn't have said myself what I have gone,
Yeah, no, like the matter of fact, you could have also. I mean, you guys did have to trust Pyravin. You could have actually made any wish too. You could have actually said, "I want to obliterate the party right now." You could have said, "I want to," anything, and that would have gone through obviously as well. If you you would have specifically had to tell yourself to get left behind to have that
Oh,
happen. But
gotcha.
I'm so glad that wasn't me that had to make that wish because I'm not sure I could have trusted. Like, I don't know. I don't think I would have trusted myself with that power.
yeah, and plus you guys didn't even make it on the radiancy, so you would have lost all your magic items on top of that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Erasmus, that's pretty no bueno.
Well, I mean, I can just remake like most of mine.
That is a good point. Yeah, and here's the other thing too. As punishing as it is, that's a canon thing as well. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. Like that's a no. Like it just happened to work out that Pyravin can use that as an atonement thing. But I mean, Kino, you did it. You would have lost all your magic items, and that's just it, man.
Yeah, I would have.
That's it. So just keep that in mind. We're not pulling any punches here. It is what it is. So
And
Yeah, that could have been bad.
do we see a glowing book?
yes, you do. You guys do have a glowing book. That's what I was saying. You get to level. So this is definitely level worthy. So
I have
I
lost
I think Kaylee's performance was 2 levels worthy.
yeah,
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 it was really good.
I'm
Bravo.
only really emotionally attached to my D&D characters and was very
Same.
mad.
Yeah.
No,
Full
it's good. It was very good.
Full
Going
disclosure,
into
I
it,
messaged.
I couldn't listen to it.
Yeah,
I couldn't listen.
I messaged Shia. I was like, "You good? You okay? Is everything okay? Like,
I
you
just
fine?"
Honestly,
I was
that's what I personally like. I know not everyone loves that. I personally
Oh
that's
no,
what I
it was
kind of
amazing. It's
yeah
just
yeah
me personally. I wanted to make sure that
yeah
Celie personally was okay. Kaylee,
right
sorry.
no, it's good. I appreciate it. I didn't think I was actually gonna tear up, but I was like, this is hard. Because like
yeah it's good.
I
Yeah,
love
it's really good.
you did that, Shane. Like that was like such a turn. I was like, oh, something not so destructive and involving like so many people happened. And then as you were talking about it, and as soon as Chris said Luskin, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Shane also, so you guys know, handled it really well as well. I gave Shane a very complicated thing. As a matter of fact, it's actually, and I told Shane this as well because I wanted it to not. I mean, my canon version of this is actually so much fucking worse detail wise
Oh
than any.
yeah.
So
You don't even want to
that's
know.
exactly. So you did a really good job at filtering that because I gave him both options, but at the end of the day, I wanted him to kind of filter some of it. But yeah, it is what it is, and so but this is good stuff, and it absolutely will affect Kino and Brother and Henri. It's going to really affect you guys. This is now a permanent change within Faerun, and now Luxis is a literal god that we have to contend with. So in the Pantheon. So
Chris, I got a question. This is a DM thing. Would Rings of Spell Storing work on Warlocks? Could a Warlock put a spell into Ring of Spells? Since Warlocks automatically cast the highest level, and Rings of Spell Storing can only store up to 3rd level.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about this for something else. The answer is did you see Jeremy Crawford's thing on it? It's not a great
I did
solution.
not.
Basically, he says that yes, they can, but it only does it like it contradicts the warlock's like ability. So I need to think about it. Yeah.
I have to get going. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye,
See you later.
night.
I
Brandon.
appreciate
Thanks.
your
Have a good
regret.
night.
Yep.
Mac Moan's out of here too. Night, guys.
Yeah.
Night.
Good night.
Yeah.
I
Thank you, everyone. I
Would have been really
apologize.
funny if like Brother did the wish. I mean, he would have lost all his magic items. Actually, well, yeah, I know Brother would have still lost all his magic items because he's not casting. So, and the number would have been the number. But but Brother could have wished anything too. He could have been like, and I wish for all of us to go back in time or whatever, and that would have also happened. So yeah.
He had lost his dragon though, because I was thinking about that. If I had done it, I'm loosely.
Also an item.
Yeah, you would have. I mean, if you didn't remind him, yeah. I mean, it would have been a semantic that we would have to talk through, but technically, you would have lost the dragon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I was gonna say as well. Like the important thing, like when we get back on the tomb, maybe even during this module, there are certain times too. But I'm actually okay. I know that not everyone loves that either, but I'm actually fine if you guys send multiple sessions in rooms because, I mean, the stakes are so high in the Tomb of Horrors now, and the fact is that any little decision that you make will probably have lasting consequences. So it's okay to think it through and take your time and go through all that. So. I mean, you guys could have done anything in here. You could have like decided as well, like, hey, let's not do the wish now. Let's do it later or whatever, and that would have been fine too. So
Yeah. I thought about suggesting that because I didn't know how much farther we had until we actually got into the throne room, got to the
Right.
place where we would have to fight the spirit of a Sirak and then, deal with the skull. So I was like, that could be our
Yeah.
contingency plan where we all just run back to this area pending how far it was and we just wish ourselves out.
Chris,
Yeah.
if Brother is technically a magical item, would he have disappeared?
Wow.
So that's
Oh
that's what
my.
I was about to say. Is that I didn't really want to go into this because it's not fair to Brother. I don't know if I would have. That's the one thing that would have really sucked is that technically Brother would have died if he had done
Yeah,
the
that's
wish.
what I was saying.
So that's the real problem. Like we would have had a conversation about it because technically Brother would have been obliterated.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Aren't coins like the central part of a warforge?
Yep.
Yeah.
And those are magic. Oh no.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
been gone.
Yeah, if he had done the actual wish, it would have been a bad thing. And again, this is another reason why the Tomb of Horrors is not very. Oh God! By the way, guys, in the real Tomb of Horrors second edition, where you don't even come back, and by the way, that the way that you die is not disintegration here, but the party comes in, they see this. The wizard does detect magic, or the wizard, or worse, in second edition, he just ascertains that it's a wish spell. Um, Legitimately within the Tomb of Horrors up to that point, if it's a wish spell, it's a wish spell. It is a wish spell. Like there's no detriment. Yes, there's a bunch of burnt corpses around, but whatever. Maybe the last person wished to like burn their friends alive or something. You do that spell, you get your wish, but no matter what, you die. So the wish goes through, but unless you wish for yourself to like you can wish for yourself to be immortal but you still die. You have to specifically wish to not get killed by the stone and go through it, or you just lose the character and the whole group dies or whatever. So it's punishing. I mean, it's a little outside of the box, just kind of, and this is what the group found out is going forward in the Tomb of Horrors. This is where Gygax was like, okay, I'm just going to start killing people, and it's going to be like this. So the staff is like completely punishing, like it's a literal 50-50 chance. And then you have this wish spell in this room, and then it gets worse. So
All right, I've already apologized to Miracle. And then to
no,
the
no, I
rest
mean
of
you
all
wouldn't
you.
know though. I talked about it too. Like I know it sucks, but at the same time, I mean it had to pass through what it had to pass through. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean it's yeah, it's I know that's tough. It's tough all around. So
So it
Yeah.
is what it is, man.
yeah.
I thought it was a great session personally.
Same
Oh
here.
yeah.
And it's totally okay,
Crazy.
by the way. Like Miracle did. If you have to go, that's also fine. I mean, that's 100% fine as well. So, um, I don't think she has to go permanently, but she just couldn't stay around for the set, which is fine in this case. I mean, if you have a legitimate thing that you need to duck out on, that's okay. So
Yeah, and it's a good conversation to have, especially because it seems like we're getting into darker material.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yep. So, and that's the other thing too. Actually a really good point, Kino. If it does get to the point where the material is too dark, just privately message me and go through it. I'll do my best. Like I said, I thought Paraven handled this really well as well. So, but we'll obviously everything will be within reason, even within the domain of dread. Because written, it's pretty bad, but I'm gonna do my part as well to make
I
sure
have
it's
heard bad
responsible.
things about this.
Yeah, it can get bad. So it's written. I mean, it's written in it was a '70s module that was there's a reason why people thought that D&D was like a satanic cult. Like even though it was
That's
a bunch
fucking
of like
dark.
yeah, even though it was kind of a bunch of like kind of like silly Christian moms that came up with that,
I mean,
they
it is
have
a
some
demonic
reference
cult,
stuff
so you don't have to
that
hide it.
there is some truly reference stuff that went around with the 70s, 80s like satanic mania thing, and part of it was Domains of Dread. Like part of it was because of things like that. So honestly, that's one of the reasons why second edition, to be fair though, was fucking really good in some ways too, because they like really detailed out some pretty realistically epic stuff. Part of it was Domains of Dread, part of it's like how to become a dragon sorcerer. Like the Dragon King stuff is crazy, like really dark and incredibly detailed. Bunch of it was based off real rituals, real magic that they had done research on. So yeah, that's why a lot of it's like that. But
All right, guys, I gotta go. I had a lot of fun tonight. See you
yeah,
later.
yeah, I've got to go too. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
Sounds good.
Wait,
Have a good night.
Chris.
Oh yeah.
Chris, do we need
Before you go.
Habitat?
Oh yeah. That's right. We do. Hold on. Yep. And what were you saying, Henri?
I just want to know if there was like anything that you needed to tell me that changed about Honor. Like, did anything actually change with
Yeah,
the?
do we
What
want
am I?
to go
What
over?
am I forgetting? I'm sorry, Amanda. What?
Because of the with them talking to
Oh
Artemis
yes,
and such.
yes. As a matter of fact, there is. So, we'll talk about that soon. And I just need to talk to brother real quick
Yeah,
to
that's fine.
go through that.
Yeah,
But
because I'll talk
hold
to
on one
CEO
second.
in the meantime.
But
I'm
yes,
so-
absolutely. Yes, things did change for you. Yeah.
I'm so curious to find out on Sunday what John did. I'm
Yeah.
so interested in this.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Very
moving to
worried.
Secret?
Yeah, we'll go to secret, John.
Okay, so CO, you're here,
Yep.
right? Yeah. Okay, so
Holy
basically, the secondary sessions are he brings us into like a puzzle game, and he screen shares on Discord. So he did it on Twitch, but then he realized that because we're basically the ones doing the puzzles, it kind of has to be on Discord because it's less of a delay. And he brings you, and you basically, you and everybody that you bring with you has to go through and try and solve all the puzzles, or as many as you can.
Oh.
It's a lot of fun. It's super fun.
Like, what kind of puzzles? Are we